them that before me let go the porcelain. Them left me broken, I better that they do me nose bridge. When I go off it, them could do hold me success, I keep it poor.
If you not sleep on that song, you tap, do it. Tap it.
Big song.
Big song, big song. Big production. Big up Dynasty Records. My letter to you rhythm. It's been going off. It's been going off. That squash, they've been going with something to. But I really I feel like take the rhythm still. When I touch trend number one now, and I feel rightfully so.
Yo, Ritical take every rhythm way.
There. And I want to show off in versatility. Yeah. Not only does he have bars, but the song making ability there too. Melody making.
I'm rooting for Ritical. I hope
we
are too. Himself.
We are too. Him probably have cause to criticize him about the gun thing, but you know.
Well.
Maybe the whole east side that we have cause. I don't know.
We're just doing our job.
We're supposed to say, have a gun.
Yeah, have a gun.
Police catch
we like that they get catch. Don't operate smartly in these streets. It's a problem.
Alright.
No, the Skilly Bang rollout, it wasn't botched.
I wonder though, we have to do our research. How difficult is it for them to get a license gun?
That's what I say. I say this all the time, but apparently it's so hard because
maybe when them just a bus, somebody in a seat as. Cause you remember, you have to have something to protect. So if you don't have nothing to protect them, maybe when them just a bus. But maybe there needs to be some special consideration for the industry as it relates to licensed firearm.
Yeah. Well, I've always thought that if not you, then somebody around you. You must have a security. Somebody that you can appoint as a security with a reputable, reputation that can able to register for your gun. Have a gun around you. You as the artist shouldn't have no gun. Shouldn't have no illegal gun.
If you can't get the license,
have somebody around you that can. But that means it.
But in your estimation, like, is it? I don't know. Well, I don't know if you want to share. If you do,
we just start. We just gone now. Let's talk about for the audio list, the audio files.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Of course. Let's introduce our guest. Some call him a Rabble Rouser.
Yeah, they do.
It was Rabble. Rabble Rouser. But pleased we're pleased to have him join us again on our platform. Senator Damion Crawford in the building, styling and profiling,
right?
Yeah, the man around the style. I'm ready, Bless up, sir. Bless up.
Kind of fashion.
It's a shade of green. It looks like a little teal and aquamarine.
Is this the announcement that you're making that switch?
Cross the floor.
Go across the floor.
You know why I never ever join a gang? Come with one lead it. Yeah, so I'm going over there so now years I'm a prime minister next week. You know what I mean? Take it and create like a trouble. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You make an announcement to people like me, you know.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Have you ever thought about it? Oh, seriously?
Going over? No, my uncle is a JLP senator now. Ransford Bram is my uncle. My mother's brother.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
But no. Yeah, some dinner, some Christmas dinner, auntie. Yeah, but
Damion, you are not party.
Yeah. But all of my rest of my family kind of gang him up. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, my ideology is one of socialism, closer to that, and that's what politics is about. Is the line that best fit you.
You know what I want to ask? Like, we've in the 80s and I guess 90s, but 70s too. You know, the two parties had a distinct ideology where, it was more like JLP is more of a capitalist, Western hemisphere of
Republican
right? I never want to say, but Republican ideologies. And
you got no bad rap.
and the PNP, of course, as you said, is a socialist, more maybe communist party. But we've the communist people them support it. Like,
it would have been left.
Yes. So it feels as if. But to me, it feels as if the parties have gone away from having that distinct ideologies and where they're more merging. Yeah. Like they have the same political features. Do you think that's the case? Like we've moved further from...
But in those times, there were two ways to win. You could have win with money or win with people. Now you only can win with money. So the two parts of them really trying to now satisfy people who have wealth. Because I mean, you need 40 million to go buy 2,000 people or 4,000 people. So because the poor start to sell their votes, then the numbers are no longer important, because that's what their advantage is. The poor have the advantage of numbers. The rich have the advantage of wealth. There's much less rich people than poor people. So initially, one party marketed to the poor, and by extension policies were put in place and marketed for them, and the other party marketed to the rich, and policies were put in place and marketed for them. As the poor became more willing to sell their votes, the influence of the rich increased to more than their numbers, because them can buy additional numbers. And so the two parties now try to make sure that the wealthy, who are very grouped and very small. It's not like America, where you have a wealthy man in Florida, which is a different opinion than a wealthy man in Texas. In Jamaica, all of the wealthy people them kind of
or more, I'd say more New York, Florida and Texas are red states.
Yeah. So in New York, so a rich man in New York, he must say me a this, and a rich man in Texas say me that, right? In Jamaica, them kind of one little clique, them live in one little areas basically, and them went to one little school, and them vacation in one little space. And so now everybody trying to satisfy the wealthy means that there's no party that is marketing to the
poor.
And the socialist concept is one of big government, because you're helping people. That's what the Democrats say, for example. That's why I hear the Republicans say low taxes. Low taxes means small government, so you're not really help nobody. You understand?
But the wealthy, you give them the tax.
Well, they benefit from not having the taxes, because tax is a redistribution method. If I have $0, how much is my taxes? $0. So if you have $1 billion, your tax is going to be 1% of $1 billion. So the wealthy don't like taxes. And so when I hear, even in Jamaica, the poor people say, no new taxes, no new taxes. That means no new school, no new hospital. Because those things are built by taxes. You know what I mean? So the less educated population as well as cause for people not to, like clerks are winning election now, and you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm just a clerks.
Already starting with the Andrew jobs.
No.
Let's get into
I'm like,
no, we're not really job at him. I mean, my cartel say Air Force One now, so that me I go push out. You understand? So me I go roll out my Air Force, but those simple things are what attract the people who are not willing to reason. And as you say, I'm a marketing lecturer. If I that them I deal with, that them I deal with. You have to put to the people what they want, and they want excitement. They really want debate and policies. So yeah.
As you mentioned that, I remember what you said around the time when the dubs, the political dubs, did a rule the time, and you were speaking out basically against the artists that just give them dubs free, well, not freely, I'm sure it came at a price, but give the dubs them to a party without supporting their policy or without endorsing a certain policy. You're of the thought that they should endorse who them have some sort of agreement with in terms of their policy and what they're willing to do for people. At least, what did people say when they put out that thought?
I mean, different people have different opinion. Some people train for just disagree with me. Like anything you say, no. You understand? And then equally have some people train to agree with me. That's one of the things when you are far either right or far left. You know what I mean? But entertainment is a service. So you have goods and service, right? So goods is tangible and entertainment is intangible. So you can't really hold a song, you understand?
I remember that in class.
So what happened? One of the characteristics of a service is inseparability. So like I make eggs, for example. That's not a service, that's a product. I can separate myself from the product. You see it on the shelf, you don't see me. However, with the song come with the artist. So therefore, when the artist is willing to give a song, he's also giving himself, because it's inseparable. While if JLP come to me for some eggs, it is separable. I'm do a tear off my logo and say the egg them there, right? So therefore, when you make a dub, you cannot separate yourself from the dub, because that is a characteristics of that service of inseparability. So you say Bounty make a dub, it's not just a song. It is Bounty song. Now, if Grace give mackerel, you don't say Dan Webby give mackerel. You understand? Because there's a separation between that tangible product and the person who
But it's curious that you should say that and then be of the mindset that dancehall doesn't influence violence. At least violence.
Yeah.
Because as I say, the song comes with the artist.
Yes.
Them kind of inseparable.
Right. Yes.
So you do understand what that, at least the small spot,
Yes.
at least verbal
Yeah.
clashing that you have with Vegas. You did understand what you were
No,
saying.
I mean Vegas makes some good points, and you say that if the answer was clear cut, we'd have all had the answer.
True.
So I
That is
mean,
true.
yeah. So what me I do now is to say, all right, where do I fall on the scale? It's not 0 or 1, because some days me I meds and I say, but what if? You understand? But what I depend on as an academic is science, is research, right?
Facts.
And so it's facts. So what happened is that they're saying that it influence, right? And they think that influence stops there. Now, if it influence to cause, then it's causal. It's a causation. So if it influence, it can influence which gun you buy now, but you are already planning to kill. You understand? So what's the level of influence? It's an important discussion to have, and that's why
I think it is.
I am
even
having
though
it.
we have grown tired.
Right.
of
So
it over
when you check it out,
the
now, you
months.
see me a debate with all Sir P. I mean, there's levels to this, but me just feel says a debate what we have to have, and
Yeah.
I mean, in the parliament, I'm not debate it. Why we have to have it? If we don't know the cause of crime, then how are we going to solve it? You understand? If sugar make the drink sweet, then put in less sugar if you want it fresh, but we know what caused it to be sweet. So it's an important debate to have. So what may I say to them is simply this: if there's a causal relationship through its influence, right? So what they call it now is a moderating variable. So if dancehall influence you to be in a mood, and then that mood cause crime, dancehall is a causal thing. Yeah, you understand? Now there's two rules of causation. It must have direct relationship, meaning if guns and go up, crime must go up. If guns and go down, crime must go down. We don't see that. And it must have majority outcome. The majority of times that it is exposed to the person, they should become criminals. Now, the reality is that if you give every crime to a different murderer, so him do one murder and him retire, we have 1,700 murderer. If you just look on the mites, because we have 1,700 murder. Right? 10 man can't murder 1 man. Somebody did the murder. So if you really meds it out, if a million are we listening to only 1,700 are we murder people, something kind of wrong with it. It's not a causal variable.
Yeah.
Because that is the rule of causality. You understand? So yeah, when we meds it out, I mean the gut feeling, and a lot of times the gut tell you that it's so, but it's not so. The gut feeling suggests to me say maybe it is so, but the science suggests to me that it is not so.
But I mean, we've said that maybe it's not a causation, but a correlation. Could that be a
Yeah,
summarization?
but ice cream make people drown. That's a correlation too. You understand?
What?
Ice cream make people drunk?
Yeah, drown.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, ice cream drunk people?
I know this is a weird analogy. That's a weird.
But that's the
Yeah.
fallacy of
Yes,
correlation.
the ice cream on my mind
All right,
just
so
go.
no. Yeah, you say you don't care about the next part. No, all right. So the scientists in England, yeah,
Some would be nice now.
the scientists in England,
Aroma
he
raisin,
found
woman.
that as ice cream consumption increased, yeah, me hear what I said, Roma raisin, a different level she never right now. So,
God,
so yes,
Jones.
the scientist in England, he said that there was a correlation, means that there is a relationship between the consumption of ice cream and drowning in the sea. So what he found is that as ice cream consumption increase, drowning also increase, right? However, the summer was a shared variable. So what happened is that during the summer, people eat more ice cream, and during the summer, people went to the beach. So you can actually argue that ice cream saved people from drowning, because if it don't cool off by the ice cream, you might not have gone to the beach. And that is what I believe we're finding a problem with. In Jamaica, there's something where cause people to sing gun song, and there's something cause people to be murderous. And that variable which is shared is what we need to find. You understand? Because
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Right, yeah.
I get what you're saying, because I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Right. So there's a shared variable which is the
Okay.
heat of summer, where
Yeah.
make people eat ice cream and ice cream. So when you look at it just on the maths, 10 gallon of ice cream consume 6 people drown. But it's the heat make man eat more ice cream, and the heat make man go more beach. So it is going to the beach that is the problem. You understand? So lack of exposure might be, because how much things you gonna sing about other than what you know about. And if them not really get a whole heap of reading, like Cartel will tell us him read a lot. So you see him just step and be different things and be different rhymes. So if you only know cat, rat, and mat, that's the only rhyme you're gonna have. So there's a variable that is shared that we need to be looking for, but we seem to be willing to just quickly jump to that, and that's what I'm against.
I kind of, and that's fair. And we have expressed that as well when it's the quickest thing to point the finger. I
Right.
believe that it is lazy to point the finger solely at dancehall for the ills of society in regards to crime.
True.
That I agree with, but we cannot just dismiss it that it isn't something to be considered, that
Right.
the violent
You have to
music
consider everything.
influences what's been happening in the country.
As I said,
Because you say lack of exposure, I think is probably an overexposure to crime and violence. You know, like and it's almost like become numb to it. So it's like when things happen, just like, oh, it's just another day.
You
And I
know,
think that's one of the reasons
violence
why.
is one of the most consumed aspect of entertainment globally, not just in Jamaica.
True. Because
I mean,
people use the
Gun shows
entertainment,
are more
right,
popular
movie.
than comedies.
Movies.
You understand? So when people talk about Avengers, them think they're be dead and boom and all them things in Avengers. You
First
might
of
not
all-
perceive it in the same way.
First of all, Mr. Crawford, we suspend disbelief when we see Tony Stark.
Only for suspension of this
Yeah.
I know Falcon is like to your left.
Yeah.
So violence is highly consumed.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
historically, we talk about from Aristotle days and Pluto days, right? Them man they say, yo, maybe those who cannot participate in violence seek that escape in the consumption of the media. You understand? Like me, not a violent person. If a man really come with a gun, me I go run. But in the media now, me I listen to the body song, so maybe I seek refuge, right? So basically,
Escapism.
right. You know where you're going with. I know you're teaching. So there are different theories on this thing.
Yeah.
You pre where me I come from. So what me I say is, with I'm a Carl Vegas, you know, me and him a reason and thing, right? And me I say, yo, no, yes, and it was a good conversation. So there are some aspects of Vegas' opinion that I find to be correct in my opinion. I'm saying when I put all these arguments together, I don't believe that it's true. But it is risky for the Prime Minister to be saying it because dancehall is the last avenue for the poor to become wealthy. You used to have Higla, but the Chinese them take with that now. You used to have taxi, but the law has taken that away. You used to have craft in a tourism, but the Indians with the inbound stores have taken that away. So really, the last avenue for a man were broke, like a bounty where to sell figurine, or a bean man to live up box, or a cartel where used to just broke. How much other industries you see and make poor people rich?
Well, there's sports as well.
And sports,
entertainment, by extension.
right. But of course, sports is a minimal amount. It's just the stars. So you see, sports boss both.
You have exceptional,
right? You have
well,
115 or 20. So really, where you look upon as a government, as a policy maker, is what can boss enough people. And so when me comes to now hear a prime minister say it is associated with crime, it's putting a negative attitude to it. That if I had a brand. And this is with crime. If Disney, which I work with Shaggy now, Disney no one here say, yo, your thing and create crime. Grace Kennedy no one here say, yo, me I got associate with something I create. Not even Red Stripe no one to hear that. So if you belittle it, just keep beating it, you kill it. And by killing it, you take away the last avenue. You understand?
Wouldn't you say that there would be people who argue that yes, there have been instances where it seems like he's belittling it, but then with the usage of the dub plates and several other instances throughout his political career where he has seemingly endorsed dancehall, and that his thing is that the abundance of violent lyrics is what he's really speaking out
on.
No, but the dub plate
against.
that he had was a violent lyrics. His name bro got come from a violent lyrics. Because the man say if this and my friend then when him bro got is gonna be down. So I mean, listen, politics is people use things all the time. You understand?
Okay.
I mean, I use some Vuvuzela. I'm not a supporter of Vuvuzela. It actually get on my nerves, but people like it, so I get them it. The age group of those who are voting likes cool people. And he felt that it was good to be cool. He's a totally different person than what he was 10 years ago. You understand? So, I mean, support don't really come from just saying I use it or that I have a dub plate. You know what I mean? Bunting had a dub plate. He was the one that moved the first thing about anti-gang for lack of artists if they had guns on. You understand? So, I mean, a dub plate is not sufficient.
Well, I was just saying that, you know, because as Naro rightly pointed out, that it's not that the overall genre itself is bad, and I don't think that's what he's saying, and I think he come on and said that is not the genre itself that he's trying to kill, as he put it, or put down, but is this specific subsect in the genre that is like violent and is promoting and just casually
because if Disney
promoting
was
violent
to look at
lyrics.
Shaggy,
Yeah.
if Shaggy's catalog was filled with them type of song, I'm sure them wouldn't be working with Shaggy.
And
But
then
they
I-
look at Shaggy as the individual, as the brand.
Yeah, and I mean, even so with brands in and of itself, like it pick and choose because hip hop was once the subgenre, but no, most
mainstream now.
Yeah, it's mainstream.
Yeah,
like
pretty
if
much pop
your
music,
brand want to get forward, or even
No.
if your song is as a pop song, you want to get it bigger, you have a you link up with a
Make me
with a
put
hip hop
it
person.
into-
I always try to use foreign people complaints and this is foreign.
But we could put it into
Analogy, but I'm just saying, like, it's just the subsect of
No,
it
no.
that
Alright,
he's
so
definitely pointed
the
out.
day that he was speaking was after the girl was murdered in
Canis
right,
Jackson.
right in Portmore. Now again, dancehall is anti-murdering of women. In fact, dancehall constantly speak against murdering women. In fact, the same afternoon, Popcorn was on the thing saying, "Yo, who murder a woman for dead?" Dancehall is anti-rape, right? So therefore, how is it then in that presentation you're speaking to the impact of dancehall when the actual case dancehall is anti those things? You understand? So
I mean,
I've never heard a man say go and rape. I say burn a fire upon a raper. That's what I've heard.
Well,
I've never heard a man say, yo, beat up a woman and kill them. So I'm saying those concepts are not within the space.
So yeah, try to say. Right?
no, because I mean, I can point to a few songs that actually be like, rather turn up rape up before me turn up Watty man. Shout out to potential.
Yeah, but now I mean,
like, so again, it's just one-off songs,
but
and like
you
me
made the point.
kill boy in front of me one man, and yeah, kill everybody, and I've heard that before. Like them a kill everybody, and everybody including
And
man,
mother
woman,
to the
and child.
and the
Yeah.
moral,
Yeah, so-
the moral question is, do I like it? That's a moral, personal question. The policy question is, does it lead to a social negative? And I'm saying science suggests no. So what we're using is a moral compass to say, I don't like it. And by extension to say, yo, it must done. That's not sufficient. That's not sufficient.
I can understand because we kind of reach that place now where at least me, where me say, yo, my energy, my spirit not really take to them songs right now. And it's kind of because of what I see going on in society. Somebody just take a personal stance, say, hey, I'm not feed my spirit on them type of song there. Whoever want to listen to, what them want to listen to, cool, fine. We must know the effect it have on Uno. You see me? But I just like to think that the artists themselves who young people see as role models would take a bit more responsibility and see that they do hold some power in determining how things shift in the culture, in society. Because whenever things go right now, that's when they say, yeah, no, see, dancehall do this and music do that. But whenever things go bad now and their songs are littered, literally littered with whole heap of violent music, they say, oh, we not nothing to do with that.
Right.
Yeah,
So their opinion is hypocritical, but it don't mean that any side is correct. So what you're saying is, if when it good, you say yes, and when it bad, you say no, you're a hypocrite. But it don't mean that you're correct when you say it was good. You understand the influence wasn't there. Now, when I look upon it is a simple reality. I'd be very confused by Bounty Killer who said book one time and then say anytime I'm hungry again, I go see me 9, if he had that direct influence. Because me I go book and then 9 and then I'd be crazy. So the reality is that because they don't sing only one type of song,
Right.
you understand? Then how? But I mean, I am now, as I say, I don't like the current ones as much. Because one, it even more graphic in
It
them not
is.
really I use no metaphors and no simile and all of those
Because you
things.
know what I point to, not to cut him, Senator, because I say even Damion Marley, Welcome to Jamrock. That song is a bad man song, but it's not in about like glorifying. It's not about promoting. It's really just a
Well,
depiction
go on.
of what's happening in a specific community. And I'm like, even and the Bounty Killer song, like I recently me find out say it was a song that was banned because me I say, how can anyone ban that song? Like it's a
in the
song,
mind.
yeah, because it's a song that
Well,
really
him say
was.
if I'm hungry, I can see me 9.
Yeah, but depicting the realities of what happened.
But
But
if him
it's,
that influential, when you're hungry, you might have take up a 9.
But then again, right, maybe it's influential, but it's just, but the song itself and the context of the song was just depicting a person who is in this, I guess, way to call it now, like a very depressed situation, and every avenue that them choosing, but then the only available option to them to get something is to shoot somebody and kill them for them things. So I'm just saying is the context, and I was saying, like, if we could appreciate artists who, even their persona, can you say, you know, the inserviceable and incomparable thing. I wanted to go back to that because artists, right, they want to say that no, it's Ari versus Arian. You know, like they want to separate themselves from their art, and they love for us to do that as well. So it's
like an alter ego.
Yeah, so like, don't really blame me. It's not me do it. It's not me shoot the person, you know.
Just a sing song.
Exactly.
No, but again,
and you're saying, and you rightly said that it's hard to separate them, but that's what they'd want us to do.
So,
but then I'm saying, why can't they? If they do something, like, even if them sing the song, you know, because trust me, we just a laugh and I say, why them bad man song and them song about
so and so
crime
good
is better than when them a sing Kumbaya. It catchier, it full of more, you know, it more effort seem to go into those songs versus the positive song.
Can an actor come in different types of movies?
Yes, of course.
Right, like for example, you have Keanu Reeves or any one of them can come in a gun show today and come in a comedy tomorrow and in a romantic show the next day. Now, why we don't put that same stain on that person?
I'm glad that you brought that up.
You have the artist, right, who I say is inseparable. So therefore, he is with the song. If the artist himself is a person where you want to be like, you understand? Then you should sing too, because we don't have much evidence that he killed. And when people say, oh, we have cartel, we have that, if you really count it up, we now have 10 or 15. You understand? We have a same amount of pastors who have gone to prison, etc., etc. So if cartel is influential...
Is that a factual statement?
Yeah, man, you have whole heap of pastors who got to prison.
No, I know that, but you said the same amount.
No, may I say more. I go further than the same amount. You got more.
That's my question.
What may I say is, no, because it's not exposed. You see, in the compound radio, because it's not popular.
Yeah.
The compound TV, because it's not popular. But
what them I do? Like thief, money, or rape?
Yeah, but different kind of different things. What I'm saying is,
I don't know if popular enough to expose these pastors.
If you can get it. If cartel as a person, right, is a role model to the point that I want to do what he does. You understand? Then having gone to the point of being charged for murder, then transitions that from just the song to the act. You understand? But most, in fact, all people know, 90% of who are sing about gun song. I mean, I say bounty now every minute I say, yo, put on gun and put on this. I'm still sing a gun song tomorrow. You understand? So 90% of them are not doing the act. So if a youth rate me, and me
I don't know about these percentages, but okay.
No, I'm just saying. But what you have now is a proxy. So if he's charged, I use that as a proxy. So if he's not charged, it's unfair to assume that he has done it. You understand? I've not heard that he's charged.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Right. So therefore, I use that as a proxy of their involvement.
Right.
So I'm saying that if somebody rate me and me go in a goat, he might want to go in a goat too, because of my influence of him, not because of my speech, but my personal direct influence of him in my actions.
And that's one of the things that I was trying to bring up to, is like, you know, they want us to separate them from them artistry, and I'm saying most of these artists, if we could see their actual positive influence in the community.
But we don't see it.
Exactly.
Yaksta make people a fan?
Well, you know what? I'm not sure. I can't
We're
speak
not
on
sure
that
about the
yet.
influence. We don't know the influence on that yet.
But I definitely see
maybe more
where-
introduce kids to want to farm and to think that's cool.
Yeah,
And then, you know, the whole
listen,
perspective.
Olivia,
And but the thing is,
I've
the
been
perspective
seeing
is
more articles
changing.
about women actually
That
going
is
into
true.
the industry, like
Yeah.
doing farm.
You see,
And
Whatever
the perspective is changing, but I'm just saying, like, why we need to see more of the artists doing positive things
And let's
and being a positive role model in it,
You're
and then
right.
it'd be easier for us to separate it and say, oh, it's just the persona.
Yeah.
because you know why it's
that's
hard? Because as you mentioned the actor point, them acting a gun show. Them acting all type of other show. It's few and far between we hear them actually in the news for shooting somebody or being involved in violent crimes or
Yeah.
getting caught with illegal guns. almost every other month we see an artist involved in them. Something they hear news about them,
Illegal
them
firearm.
their firearm, this, that. So it's like it's hard to do that separation with these artists when we know that them involved in some fuck.
We don't have many role models, in particular male role models. And so more and more you want those males who are known to the public to act in ways. Like how you say Vegas get him degree.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I rate that. You understand? But Vegas did also sing all gangster youth on the fall and guns eye. I mean, here comes the boom. But I'm saying the song is less impactful than the act of going and get his degree. If a man rate Vegas, the act will be of greater influence. So I am concerned that more influential people who got their influence through dancehall is doing the act of criminality. And by extension, their influence, or the person who wants to be what we call an aspirational group, you want to be like them, that act is more impactful than the song. You understand? So therefore, what we need to do is to encourage that those who have influence, including me, if he decides me I go become criminal, whoever rate me, see that action. Also,
I say, see, time's hard enough.
And say, yo, if even a boss gang gonna do that, you understand?
It's over from
You're
here.
no Rabble Rouser.
No, you know what happens?
God.
The enemies of the people have tried to convince them that if you're on their side, you're a Rabble Rouser. You understand? But if you check what I say, I've never said nothing that is rousing or rabbling. You get me?
Well said.
Yes.
What's going on? I mean, there was that incident in the Senate in March.
But that's the truth. The truth can't be rabbling
You
or
had to
rousing.
retract it, though.
Because me just can't bother. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, we don't talk.
For context, let's.
Yeah, no,
Context, it was when the senator said that whoever, it seemed like whoever criticized the prime minister online,
There's government badness.
on Instagram and social media.
No, right. Listen.
Oh, yeah,
Let
yeah.
us look
Yes.
upon the simple mathematics. The first guy that was arrested, right? From the one that I'm putting a meme now all the time. I think he's
Oh,
from
him,
Hanna.
yeah.
So
yeah.
me outside, I'm not
Yeah.
outside. Was he the only one outside?
No.
No. But he was the only one arrested.
But he was the only one that went on social media
Don't
and
matter.
flaunt his.
Because the law is
his-
not to be outside. Not to
Yeah.
not be outside on social
He
media.
give himself.
Don't
He
matter.
give
Himself.
himself
I'm saying,
wickedly.
okay, so only the murderer of himself is a murderer?
No,
No,
but you're the
but-
only one stupid enough to film this
No,
and
no,
to
Show
get
it. So
caught.
to make the
No.
people them easier for catch you.
So I'm saying he was not the only one outside.
Okay.
However, he was the only one arrested.
Was he?
Well, it was nobody else was videoed and tell and embed and all
No,
that kind of thing.
apologize.
Come
But
again
then the
now.
thing is,
The other one that was in Hellshire.
Yeah.
Was he the only one at Hellshire?
No.
There was other people there too. Now him never video himself. He was saying, yo, man, I agree with this, whatever. That is our right. Yet he was the only one arrested. So what
But perhaps he was the only one who, when told to remove himself, he refused to. While maybe the others
several
said,
times.
okay, cool.
And you're right.
Remember,
He was
I next day them go feel boss, you know. It's not like in the act, in the moment, the police said to themselves, yo, this man is violating her. And he's now coming to break a certain set of laws. Them decide the next day, no, we're not take this.
Yes, sir, Crawford.
We are
If
going to
you're
do
on
it.
police, though, you only take that like a personal to and say,
No.
despite what Andrew
You
might
know,
say, we are going for that youth that
I'm
are
sorry.
this way.
I'm sorry for police.
Because
Because
Roman raising them known as
no. No, let me say something. No.
them been a take a beat, you know, so
You see,
probably I take that
the
personal.
police have been put in a unfortunate position of having to enforce oppressive acts on the people that they are from. Because most police come from that segment of people. So, for example, if you send a police who take up people goods, one of them mother might be a eagle, but it's his duty. He have to go do him job.
Yeah.
Now, who the eagle are war with?
Police.
Exactly. So the police is really like the digital call center girl. She not really make no rules, you know. Not no laws. But when you call her and she says, sir, we cannot do that. Yo, but y'all be tired out. So yeah, she's just there like, sir, I'm not. Because she really not. That's what the role the police is playing right now. You understand? So when the police comes and say, lock off 8 o'clock. Him never said 8 o'clock. Impossible if not agree. But if him not tell you lock off, him get down at the basket, a car said there's a party going on, I'm have to come. All I'm saying is, when them say retract, but don't say it, and it done upon news, why would I bother fighting with you again? So me just say, all right, Me not have no evidence. Retract. I go look for some evidence, and the next time I go lick them again because it is the truth. So
No, but I think it's just a mischaracterization, though, Senator. I really think so because
me afraid I am big man thing. The whole of it. The whole
You're afraid
Jamaica.
of Andrew?
Yeah. Like because I have ultimate power. And that is something I want people say, look out for that. Now, whether it's true or lie.
Wow.
See?
Wow.
All right. Let us say
Me not done a lie. We've been having to, look around more time for the red dots. Whenever we speak on his name because,
the government of a country have superpowers, Me not understand about killing and injuring, You understand? It can make you very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Can make you can't get a job. Can all those things. So I'm saying, we have to be careful if it start look like a trend. And we have to watch out for that trend because democracy is dependent. Like the other day, the man just come and burn out bright people like, you intellectuals, I come and talk your things. And then the next thing we look, me here say, we under review. I start meds and I say, I wonder if it come by, you understand? So,
Connected.
if it connected. So all I'm saying is, when you check out this
Crawford
mathematics,
have a room with Andrew picture and the string connected to other things.
the opposition role
yeah.
is to protect the public from the abuse of power. It might be motivated by internal desire for just do it or by wanting power yourself.
Yeah.
But it is that role of the opposition because power can be abused. Right? That's why you don't want a one-party system.
Yeah.
So when I see like it could be abused, I have to shout out and say, people, this thing I look serious because them man, I've seen Portia Simpson, nobody not cuss. I've seen PJ Patterson, them even call him man gay. In fact, there's a bus called Chichi Bus because they call PJ gay and he carried those buses. I've seen Edward Slava. Right. So I mean, it's not
that's
new
hilarious.
to criticize.
Yeah.
Eddie Siaga, oh my God.
Yeah. He was the devil. They
And
painted
sorry for
as
him
the
and I'm
devil.
on the other side.
Exactly.
You understand? So it's not new. But I've never seen this response. You understand? And if you're arresting a man, how internet company?
Because it was
It's
on,
on the
isn't it?
internet.
No, but that have nothing to do with the law.
Because no, and I think it's a mischaracterization, Senator, because we've seen several people, including yourself and other people on your side, that is a detractor of the government and of the sitting prime minister, but you guys aren't incarcerated.
No.
You guys aren't locked up. You guys aren't in fear of persecution. And then when you're going to conflate these people who are flaunting them their illegal activities,
Yes.
like them now go inside and tell the big prime minister figure blank his mother. I mean,
But
that
that's not
is
against
I
the
mean,
law.
it's not against the law.
embarrassment that you speak of, it comes with that territory
But
because
more
And it's not-
internet, I got
but hold
internet.
on.
and it's not
No.
and it's not even so
I'm saying-
and it's not even so much as saying like the disrespect towards his mother, whatever, but it's the fact that
But nah.
he's saying that he's not going inside, he's above the law, and so what?
Listen,
Like that we have to look at the act.
I'm saying to
what
you,
you're saying, the act
I
of him
am
refusing to
not
go inside.
We now go
encouraging
in. So other man did
no
all the
one.
And then
work
and
for
we don't
true.
know
One
of
second.
other, maybe there are other people
No,
who
but not encourage
went
people
in,
to disrespect
who get
the
locked
prime
up.
minister. But they're not encouraging to disrespect anybody. You understand? Man to man, you don't really disrespect people. With that, they won't do you nothing direct.
Yeah.
But there is a place for disagreement.
Right.
Unfortunately, some of our people, having not been sufficiently exposed, carry disagreement to automatic disrespect because them just simply disagree.
True.
All I'm saying is that clearly, him can't come for me. He have lawyers. You understand? My uncle, who is a labor right, is a Queen's Counsel, but he's my uncle. So he will come to my yard to defend me. So there's also an income-specific situation. Because Mocha Fest was flaunting too, though. And I never see no coaster. And Mocha Fest had 6 parties for 6 days, advertised for 8 months. And nobody knew. But if a local man in one little beanie key and piece for 1 day promotion, everybody knows. So I'm saying, we see that. That him knows him could have go for the youth. The kind of youth, they're not a liar. But I'm going to get immediately, hey, come in, you know what the boys did, you can't do me nothing. They even know him rights. But the police cannot be videoing an arrest. We're not talking about body cam now. Purposely videoing, then purposely
As
embarrassing.
I said, that probably could have been on the police because them take it personal.
And some, but may I say, you can have some police without instruction, But
Yeah,
because
them
them
the-
know say the boss like, or might look favorably
Or
upon
influence them to do it?
Might
Because
look-
that's
no,
what
no.
you did insinuate.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
look favorably on it. So what may I say is, if them me feels, but if them want me, them say me can't continue, and I want it to continue, got a few more body blows. So I'm saying, yo,
Hey, stop it. The most animated busy coming.
I'm a previous
No, because you know why, and it's because I genuinely think that it was a mischaracterization, and you're
I
conflating
think no people
several
did feel
things
that.
into one. Because if we were really at a threat, because you're right
You,
that
you do bring up some good points about
that,
even
you
them
know-
did more coffee, because that's a big...
Yes.
right,
And there was a yacht
Big,
too
big slap
where
in
them
the
to deal
face.
with. You have many examples.
Right,
Of
but-
difference. And if them catch me, them can't deal myself. Because I know my rights. And consistently people who don't know their rights are mistreated. You understand? So your freedom must be protected with every fiber of your being. And that freedom
But
is
then-
frowned upon.
But then, you know, we always say freedom to this and freedom of speech, but then everything comes with a consequence. And it
And-
was a consequence of you going literally flaunting the law and saying you're doing whatever you want to do and you don't care about the curfew.
is it
and
right
you got
for
arrested.
the police to video you?
No, well, we
Alright.
agree on that.
Okay,
We
so-
agree on
but-
that.
but
Like
was it
that
done?
was
Was it done?
it was done.
And was it done oftentimes after disrespect of the Prime Minister?
Well, I don't know about that because even
But
so with
Can
the
you prove
pastor,
it down
man,
that it was through
Well,
his
ice cream
influence?
is making people drown.
And that's why the people. That's why the people. See that? See that? I say you could have prove it. I say.
But what am I saying? At the end of the day,
I think that was what the outrage said. That's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
No, you have an inside of
and
people who agree. That's also like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
well, because for their own political
'cause them just-
persuasion.
some people just believe. Some people actually think that the things I'm gonna put together make sense. Some people feel that, yo, no man, you're going too far now.
Rabble
This don't make
Rouser.
sense. But I'm saying at the end of the day, it wasn't without merit. Might not be without sufficient merit to be agreeable to you, but I could have found evidence. Now, at the end of the day, I just never want to stop coming there to tell them about how them tell life on GCT and all different kind of things. No, I'm not gonna lose that opportunity because I want continuously say, yo, watch you. You know, that's not how you debate.
What's your honest thoughts on Androlness?
I don't think he understand what he's doing generally. I don't think he understands. I think he has a problem with the poor in his psyche. And there are people who have a problem with the rich in their psyche. And so that colors his
Wait,
opinion.
you're going to explain?
Well, why I think so? For example, when he says that those who are going to the corner shop with the quarter bread or whatever, that's illogical. First of all, a corner shop can't have enough goods to have a crowd. A corner shop like have 8 bread, so it only have 32 quarters. So therefore, if you go a corner shop, I've never seen a crowded corner shop. You understand?
I have.
No, what happens
I have.
is that you have researcher come and say 30% was workplace cluster, 20% was public transportation, 8% was social activity, 3% was church. What educated the corner shop? Nothing educated that, other than something that colored your opinion. You understand? Other than facts. And where there's no merit, there is malice. When we had the states of emergency, they had a opening time for a cook shop selling food, but a very different opening time for a restaurant selling food. Why is that? What could educate that a food establishment should be treated differently if it is a low-level food establishment as versus if it is a high-level food establishment?
So what was the difference between...
Like one was 6 o'clock and one was 10 o'clock. So therefore, if you
At
have
what time?
Yeah,
Huh?
when?
On what
Because I don't
period?
recall
state
that.
of emergency.
Yeah, but the
When?
state of the emergency was food places get special time. Like supermarket, everybody got the same time.
Yeah, talk about now what you call it
The curfew.
COVID curfew.
Yeah.
But before COVID, we had state of emergency.
Yes.
Like in Westmoreland, in
Yeah.
St. James.
etc.
Okay.
Oh,
And those state of emergencies, if I remember correctly, 6 o'clock for cook shops and 10 o'clock.
So you're saying
for-
you're talking about the clusters of the community that is like Pomer, like
No.
Waterford?
I'm saying there were rules within the state of emergency. And
So the
those
cook
rules
shop.
suggested that these establishments will be treated differently. But these establishments were offering similar activities
Yeah.
of food.
Similar services.
Right. So what is the basis of saying a cook shop is 6? But I don't want to call a restaurant name because you might want a sponsor, right?
If them can afford it.
yeah, right? Or that a club
Can
is
open
different.
later than
Right.
The cook
What's the
shop.
basis?
But
that-
clubs weren't open though.
no, the clubs had like
When food, like if you sell food,
no,
but the clubs
they,
were
no, not,
closed.
you're talking about COVID. You're mixing up COVID with the state of emergency. So
Yeah,
like-
isn't it the
Yeah.
same thing?
no.
that
The state of
before.
emergency was the original crime plan before
Yeah.
there was COVID.
Oh, you mean Zozo?
There was one, but there was SOE.
Yeah,
we
that.
always had to vote.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
Well, yeah, because
So-
me think we that talk about
No.
COVID.
No.
It was
So-
about just
right,
like,
right.
Okay,
So
got it.
those are realities that you just keep looking at, right? And say that it is colored, your mindset is colored by saying they're the problem. You just always seem to figure that they're the problem. So I'm saying if crime pays, I don't see the evidence of it in Tivoli Gardens. And I've heard that crime pay all my life. There was a time that I heard that $4 billion worth of coke was found out in St. Thomas. You think it's regular people have $4 billion worth of coke? You can't buy coke on credit. So therefore, if you have $4 billion worth of coke, you have $4 billion cash.
I don't know that. I'm never bought coke.
I mean, I've done the coke analysis. So these are the realities that that's my observation. Suggests that it always falls on the side of the poor is the problem.
I would say that there may be something to that because you don't really hear him openly condemning the uptown parties.
You don't know.
As much as he would have these little sound bites where it seemed like he's
All right.
pointing the finger at people
Yeah,
of
and
a
because and we all
particular
see
class.
that that was the full context
Race
of
House is open.
that video.
And race house is long time open. Now, what can race house do where a party can do, where event can do? If you look at a hotel, for example, a hotel, and I'm a supporter of hotels. It's not because I'm using the example, I fight hotels. I sell to hotels, right? But if you look at a hotel is a conglomeration of many communities and even many countries. It must be a higher COVID risk than an event that is community-centered. And most of our events are community-centered. So what educated a law that allows for the hotel to be open and said, put these rules and you can open. But no law to say an event can be open, put these rules, the same exact rules.
I'm guessing the thinking is because
the bigger scheme and the bigger vision is that tourism is a major
that as
contributor
well.
to our
But even
economy.
like Mocha Fest, I'm this just have it. I mean, I'm thinking the thinking is that this party will happen within a bubble, or these series of parties happen within bubbles. Like what them have the NBA bubble
Right.
last year, the playoffs happen within bubbles where they stay in one place and then they're leaving.
No, but
Where, and to
So who
leave
was
and
selling
to
the drinks?
exit
Who
and
was
to enter,
serving?
they have to do several
who
COVID tests.
was working there?
Locals.
Exactly. And so therefore it become a hub and a spoke because you go to that central space and then you go back to all your different communities.
But then there could be testing. I'd say,
Well, that's
if you're
what I'm saying.
entering and leaving this bubble, you have to be tested.
No worker was tested, bro. And it take 14 days for it to germinate. So therefore you can't test him immediately and say him don't have it.
Well,
You understand?
they did test
Who
and
going
said
to the-
zero tests from the
yeah,
party.
Mocha
Zero
said that.
positive test. Mocha put they did put
All
that
right, come again. Who got to the hotels?
That's what I was going to
Every week, Mr. Jamaicans in them bad suit. That's the biggest thing now.
Yeah,
That
because
is the
it's
new
cheap.
party
Yeah.
central
And cheap,
now.
no,
That's
it's cheap.
how when liquor freedom.
Hotel
so
cheap.
Good. No.
No, it's cheap with
No.
the COVID rates.
Cheap is relative to your income.
True.
So a man per minimum wage hotel is very expensive.
Relatively cheaper as
Yeah.
in compared
to your
the regular
income.
rates.
Yeah.
Right. But hotel has now been discounted.
Yeah.
But cheap is relative to your income. So what happened is that we still have alternatives for recreation, which we take advantage of. Right? I was thinking it's a party. Party is a form of recreation. It is the only recreation that they can afford because they can't afford hotels. So we now still is able to get the human benefit of recreation by going to a hotel which is now cheap, quote unquote, discounted. But a man who is unemployed or who's living on minimum wage or is whatever, he has no recreation. And so I can go to any of them, I don't want to call a name, but them bars and see 50, 80, 60, 90 people. As soon as a man put up a little beanie box out of one regular bar in the inner city, you see the coaster. And then we know who their hotel. I say, yo, look at them. They're so disgraceful. When we stress out in our 6-bedroom house And they should have 6 people in a 1-bedroom house and not stress out. So when you don't study these things, you don't see the unfairness of it. You understand? Because when you say the people on the street side, it's because them house uncomfortable. Me now for watch the same TV as my girl. Come have many rooms with many TVs. You understand? But a man with 8 people in a 1 bed, he have to come outside.
Especially after being in this for a year.
So outside like him different. You understand?
Yeah.
A person who earns every day, how can you tell him he can't earn on a Sunday? How can you take Saturday as a lockdown day when hairdressers and higglers earn mainly on a Saturday? And you give me as a businessman all 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You don't take one of my day and free her up and free her one day. And you tell me say you don't have a problem with her, that you don't feel that she's a problem? Because most hairdressers and most higglers earn one day. Most people do days work can only come on my yard when I'm there. You not let you in Friday when we gonna work. So if Saturday was a lockdown day, why was there no consideration of making Wednesday then a lockdown day and reserve Saturday, knowing that there's a segment of our society that depends on Saturday for their week's income? You pre where I come from.
Yeah.
So
I get
becoming
that.
a thing that he's dunce. People custom when I say people dunce, right? But becoming a thing that he's dunce. Then me have to meditate. Oh, you not think of this?
I start to use the term misguided.
Yeah. But how you not think of it if you're not incapable? You understand? That means that something is painting your
But then
mind.
the flip side would be is that I guess you would think that Saturday and the weekend is a very active, is the day that most people earn, but it's a day where, again, most of the society use that for their recreational day. Their recreational day where you know, have most people go work from 8 o'clock, 8:30 to
Alright,
5 o'clock
cool.
Monday to Friday.
let us say-
So people would use this day and use it as an excuse, not just to go and do them here, but
Right.
it's a way
So-
for sneaking
so
and do them
that's a
partying.
beautiful
beach,
point.
the river.
So he has now said it is logical to lack Saturday. Now knowing that this lady depends on Saturday, you have to give her some money.
Right.
He's not.
Well, we not have the money for that. This isn't
What do you
America.
mean?
We're
Yo,
not
what you
talking
say? What
about-
Ari said, we not have the money for that.
No.
We as a country.
But I remember.
country.
Sir Crawford.
Special
You know,
agent.
say, you know,
We
say,
as a country.
Yeah.
she's a special agent. He's a special agent.
No,
I'm
no.
talking about the
All right,
collective.
let me show you a simple maths.
Reporting for duty.
Let me show you a simple.
I'm talking about when I said the play.
the
Don't
budget.
say.
Yo, free up the money. Free up the money, Ari.
No, but it's simple. The budget, the Jamaican budget is over $800 billion. And they, not to be misleading, we can just say 800 billion and leave it, right? But 800 billion is not available.
Right.
Because you have to pay a teacher, you have to pay a doctor,
Exactly.
right? You have to pay debts. So what's available is 200 and something billion. So it's 200 and something thousand million dollar that's available. If the government decides that it wants to reduce its surplus target, which means the government want to have an operating profit, right? If you reduce your surplus target by 1%,
I'm nodding along like I
right?
understand.
Yeah, right. So you have an operating surplus. So if you reduce that, their target is mostly 6%. So if you reduce it by 1%, there's $2 billion available to help people. Additionally, the Prime Minister said he chose not to take a loan from China to build the road, and to build the road for a couple billion from the budget. Where people must suffer. So why did you make that choice?
Because the people would earn from that. They're going to be,
No, China Harbour have the contract. So you
but
can-
then they employ Jamaicans.
yeah,
though.
but so the loan would have still allowed China Harbour to have the contract. So there's
But
no-
then I guess the money, the loan, meaning we have to go pay back. So instead of paying back, the money, the earning will
People
come
are
back
dead
to
for hungry.
us.
You think that my picnic are dead for hungry? Because he's really the father of the nation, you know. At this particular point, he acts as the father. Me not gonna take a loan. You had the option for a loan. And you say, no, I want to go and stay and dead for
But
hungry over there.
then how you get the loan? You not think that you have to think about a way of paying back
It's
the loan?
cheapest loan that is out there.
But then you still have to pay back. It's not a gift.
But you some of them pay.
But it's not that. But then that is it.
But that's the option.
I
You have
don't
the
think they're
option
dying, but
of
okay.
giving people some assistance, which every country is doing.
Yeah.
America give a check almost.
But
every
then I
minute.
know that their constituencies that they give relief, like as in
Oh, come on.
but they gave relief like even before Mr. with the Butch Stewart he died.
Yeah.
Well, even though people just
I
said that was like a
because-
way for not about the economy,
let me
but
give you a simple
whatever.
Mathematics. They gave $2 million to each constituency. East Rural St. Andrew have 53,000 voters. So therefore, you look upon less than 2,000 people per voter. I'm not talking about uno enumerator or picnic. So you basically give $2,000 per voter. You understand what I'm saying? Because 50,000, no, you actually give $200 per voter because it's $2 million, right?
Wait, I
So-
feel like you're confusing me.
All right, so you have 50,000.
Maths,
Let's
okay.
do it for
Maths,
mathematics
man.
reason, right? So you have 50,000 voters. So we now answer the three.
Yeah.
50,000 voters.
Yeah.
You're doing the maths
50,000 times 10 is 500,000. And 50,000 times 100 is 5 million. You gave $2 million. So therefore you must give less than than $100. So you basically give $50 per person and then you announce it as 2 million. Don't make no sense. So all I'm saying is government have a way of saying $10 billion when you really work it out, right? The last thing was $27 a
But
day.
then, but we're not taking for granted that not everybody in the constituency will take
Okay.
the money.
So 50%.
So then more people would probably
So
benefit from
50%
those
don't
who
want
need
it.
it.
So they're like $130.
Edmund Bartlett, him put out a figure where they say the entertainment sector
500 million.
0.5 billion
Yeah, that's 500
provision
million.
of services.
No.
And the
In 5 months.
and they had the Jamaica Federation Musicians Affiliates that say, oh, we'd like to see that breakdown because
No, well,
we don't really know what the fuck you're doing.
Simple maths again. 500 million in 5 months, 100 million a month.
Yeah, I know that.
They divided by 30. So you
Yeah.
look on 10 million divided by 3, you look on $3 million a day.
Yeah.
So you tell me who was getting that $3 million a day?
Mocha.
You understand? So, no, so all I'm saying is,
Right, I know that makes sense.
so they do the logics of it, right? All I'm saying is, we have to, as a people, say what do we deserve, right? And government have a duty in a crisis to say what's the worst that can happen and what's the best I can do. The best I can do is nothing. That's not sufficient, in my opinion. But my opposition can say anything more. Maybe if my government, it would have hurt me.
Exactly.
You understand?
Because to be in it is one different thing,
Yeah.
For see and come live with me is
And to
totally
calculate
different.
the different variables
Yeah.
of
And
what
that's true.
decisions to make.
Yeah.
Government
Because
is the
it's a
hardest
loan,
thing
because you're saying
I have
loan
seen.
and
I have participated in.
Yeah.
And you yourself have expressed,
Yeah.
disillusionment with
It's the hardest
politics
thing.
and government.
Yeah, because like everybody have a different opinion. If I said to you, I'm gonna raise minimum wage, that sounds like a great thing. Until one lady will have a helper say, so, I'm gonna pay the helper.
Yeah, because I'm making like X
Come now,
amount.
make no more money. You understand? And a lady where somebody keep her baby, I say, what? Me have to give her 10 grand out of my 30.
And then the person say, yo, just don't have a helper.
And,
But then how am I going to go to
They say,
work?
oh, helpers need work.
And then how am I going to
So
go
that's
to work with
a
my kids?
difficulty of it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I compare you based on what me say everybody else do. All the countries are intervening. You say you sacrifice some people. You're making decisions that make you can't help those people. And I'm questioning that decision. That's my duty. That's my role. If you have a reasonable answer, come and give me. You understand? That's his duty. That's his role. But I cannot assume them have a reasonable answer. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job to protect the people from abuse. You understand?
But when you say abuse, I mean, what do you
Of
mean?
power. Of power. Yeah.
Are you genuinely feel like, do you feel like he's doing it or is on his way to doing it?
I think he's
Well,
currently doing it. I think
that
that
distinction.
with the lockdowns, without doing the sufficient consideration of the people, that he's currently doing it. But again, my bias.
Can I ask you,
Of
what would
course,
you have
yes,
done?
of
What
course.
would you
And I
have
have
that
done?
to
to
do with
acknowledge,
your bad,
even
yes.
though me not try speak biasly, I have to acknowledge that in my conscience, there is a bias against.
And of
What
course,
would you have done?
You
What would you have
yourself
done?
What would I have done with COVID?
Yeah.
All right. Well, firstly, I would have set the parameters for everybody to know. If we have a rate of 10, this is what happens. If you have a rate of 20, this is what happens. Business people can't plan with just you coming every Wednesday. You understand? So a man must know, say, okay, entertainment now open till we have a rate of 5. So when you can talk, when you can this, 5 is the rate. You understand? People must accept and admit.
So
that
what you mean? What you mean?
a positivity rate.
Okay, a 5.
Right. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting a number out there. But we have not been informed of the basis of decision making so that we can prepare when we see to get to those numbers. I would not have locked down Saturday. I would have allowed Saturday to be a day because the people are in need of Saturdays. I would give the industries that must be closed a relief. And I've always said $4,000 a month so that they can at least have light and water. I think that those are necessary assets if you have to stay home. If you
Nah,
get
it's
the
a church
justice
vote
stay
right
home.
now. Sir Crawford.
If what?
They not defend the sun.
Huh?
Only Seventh Day
people.
Adventist.
What about the church?
Well,
The
the Seventh
church
Day
equally
Adventist.
is not as risky as the hotel because it's community based. Very few people left from outside of them community to a church. The community spread is from one community to the next. People have to come in, take it, and go back out and go give other people. For school, I would have had like yourself and myself, we have exposure, we'd have to do telephone tutorials. So me that ask for volunteers and also give some level of remuneration. Like you can get a % off of your NHT or other forms of non-cash remuneration for people to volunteer to be tutors.
Okay.
Because many parents at home cannot offer to the tutorship because 65% of Jamaicans between 19 and 60 don't have no subject. You understand? So when them do in class, not only they look a laptop, me give them a laptop which mash up by next week, but you have to now put into place for people to now have access to people who can explain something to them if them don't understand, which the teacher does. I would also have, for example, the churches to create a space for education. Because if your mother have to go work, no picnic volunteering. If it go up and no nothing like that. So therefore, what you need is a space, an environment for learning. And the church is being community based. If me have to go work, I could have dropped them off to the church and then they would then be supervised in an environment for learning. And the church have enough old people would have volunteer, I believe, right? To do those things. So those are some of the things that we'd have done differently by just being
But then
elderly
that's still,
people who are more at risk.
yeah, because I'm saying the spread is the group. That's why they're then shut down the school
it
because
comes to community.
Yeah.
It's a community thing. So if it's not in this community and nobody come in and nobody come out, it will be the same exact thing. It's like when I do a Venn diagram. It is at the intersection that the risk exists. So that's why I have a workplace cluster. The workplace is an intersection. All these communities go to this workplace and work there. And then them leave from getting one person and going back to them communities. Right? That's why the public transportation, because everyone will go to the bus stop, it is at the intersections. So if there's no intersection, or limited intersection, which is why I'm locked down the country, to reduce intersections.
Yeah.
You understand? So that is illogical. Like there's no logic behind locking down the country.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't think that he might do it correctly.
But you agreed that he was handling it well in the first instance.
The numbers tell me that. So there are things I may not agree, but the numbers not agree with me. You understand? So when they lock down the supermarket, them and say if I go by name, I thought it was ridiculous. But the numbers never tell me say it was a problem. You understand? So when we look on the death rate, the hospitalization rate, and the stress on the hospital. So whenever that is low, he's doing good. Even if we not agree with him, I do. Because the intent, the objective is to keep those low.
But and one of the things to do, you think that, well, you know, what you say sound great. But then don't you think that another aspect for how it would even work is the help of the people? So how you have a law in place, but the only reason why the law is valid or even the law makes sense is the person that you're putting the law is abiding by the law.
Right.
So
First thing
how are we going to count on these people? Because I think it's the same thing that's happening now.
No. All right. The first thing is, if when you're doing good, you're great. Then when you're doing bad, you're not. If when you do good, you never say the people discipline. So when you do bad, you say the people are indisciplined. You understand? Because they were on TV every day saying they were great. By policy. Your policy must consider the people you're dealing with. You think say me can now tell my picnic?
I've always said that.
Stand, me have a picnic with road and say, go stand in the corner. And him not standing in the corner. We must forget something different.
Yes.
So therefore, you know
We
the people.
we don't beat children.
Nobody never said anything
never
about
reach
beating.
That's what I'm saying.
So let me ask you
Yeah,
this.
but no, but deal with him.
The people, right, is the starting point of policy. So you have to say, okay, this is the people we deal with. This is not only their attitude, but this is their circumstance.
But then even the drastic, not to cut it, because I'm saying the drastic point of shutting down the country.
Right.
I mean, that was just like, he was thinking of everybody. Like him, I say, my thing about the compliant people and the non-compliant ones. And you say, we can't bother with it, so just shut down the country. And him shut down the country, but we realize that we can't maintain a closed state, especially for so long. So him free top back. So he was just saying, guys,
Let's look at
let's just work together. But people
can't say
refuse
anything.
to work together.
Let's look at some of the negatives of shutting down. You know that child pregnancy has increased. So there's no policy.
I'm not a child.
No, there's no policy.
I'm a grown woman.
No, but wait.
policy
What
can't
do you mean
act.
child pregnancy
It was
has
in the news the other
Yeah,
day that there was molestation.
Molestation.
Increased molestation and
But
pregnancy.
them have
As an
teenage
outcome of
pregnancy. There's an
yes.
increase in that.
All
as
right.
well.
So what happened is when you do this rule, you know, if you say we have got locked down, some people have to go to work, some people, the child is left thing unattended. You have to then say to yourself, yo, should we have community monitors? And then if we have community monitors, for them responsibilities for you walk around and I make sure so the people them not being You understand? So just say,
Community monitors.
yeah.
That just a priest people. Them are just priest say, oh, them are some spy of the state.
No,
you
but
know?
then now you have to look now and say who's going to be the community monitor. 'Cause it might be already the man who's the most influential. You understand? So you have to look on the
somebody
whole thing.
within the community.
But then we
Right.
have a culture of informer for dead. You
but
set up people for dead.
No. But there's certain types of things like molesting picnic that Jamaicans are against in the general.
Sure.
Right?
Sure we are.
Yeah.
Sure we are.
All I'm saying is,
Because
when you look on this thing and
You
say,
have some enablers
this,
of-
yeah, this
because
might-
they
you have some
want the
enablers.
money
You
and
do.
they
But
them
I'm
send
saying-
them
So I
penny
want them
forget.
to them up, yes.
Yeah, because
But
them
what I'm
send them
saying
penny
is,
forget molested by
when
the
you
dance
put
and all them
a
stuff, because them earn
lockdown
from
law,
it.
you have to say what are the negative outcomes of this lockdown and add to that law things that can now benefit. So a man who earn daily, like a man who mix cement, right, and work for $2 a day or $3 a day, how does he survive in a lockdown? Because him earn daily, and like me, when me contracted and you have to give him more money. A person who can't shop for a week, how does he survive in a lockdown? So should you have a grocery situation? These are things when I say the lockdown is not an anti-lockdown, it's what comes with it to mitigate against the negatives.
And I mean,
That I think has been
there were
lacking.
certain things put in place because even at the delivery like courier service kind of increase is a booming industry that I say is born out of the lockdown.
For us who have credit card.
No,
That's
but
what I'm
you
gonna
don't
say,
need a
like-
credit card. You
But-
don't need a credit card.
You
You
can't
call your
afford them
WhatsApp.
people
How
then.
No,
much
but you call your
jerk chicken
WhatsApp.
man you think really?
Well,
Really?
you'd have to do the studies.
No,
sir.
I tell you, I not think enough, because I buy none. But me just stop many times.
You don't buy
But
it.
me just stop and buy. All I'm saying is that
Well,
there's
you
a
have some that are working with
Yes.
aliens.
And we
How
and I
much?
see a
It's
Ends
a
just
PR
fumble.
and policy.
It just come out, so it's
But I'm
it's
saying
new,
just
but
it's
I've
new.
seen
It's just
things,
been
seen
introduced.
stories where people say,
The
yeah,
average supporter of a jerk chicken man within a particular community is people within that community. That's the average supporter. It's not me stopping at a jerk chicken man every day. Take out radios out there. That's the average. Therefore, how many of his clients, remember saying now, him not have no food and glass permit. Him not have no actual nothing for qualify. You really think that just because we see them say it on TV? Let's go and interview some of these people and see. It's not true. Yeah, it's just a thing where them just say, yo, I get some hens sale and right. But the truth is, the average promoter, you think the average entertainer is getting Beanie Man thing them for the online? No. So there are these
Online shows,
groups of people that are not in the minority that is being promoted.
That have been left
that
in the
have
cold.
been left in the cold. And government is the only person who should help them. Is the only person who have a duty to help them. And they have not. So me I say, again, enough people can watch this and say, if you were there, I don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
But as I say, my conscience is saying that I would be led to act in this way if it was possible. And if it is not possible, he must tell us that it is not. So I lend him my power. Just like a shareholder, I lend him my money if you do decisions with it, he must report to me truthfully.
true.
You understand? So if the government chooses not to report, it's danger. I am not the prime minister. I don't think I know more of the facts of what is happening than he does. I mean, I think we know more than him generally, but I think we know more of the circumstance of than what he does. So therefore, I am at a disadvantage in debating the prime minister on what should happen because he has more information.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
However, him should shed light on my darkness.
Okay.
Yes, which is informing me to say, yo, the brother wicked, him can't give the people some money. And him to say, no, I couldn't take it from China because America had a privy. And if we take the loan from China, they will have some bigger thing and maybe tourists would have stopped come. I mean, no, this might be. But
And
I
do you
will-
think that the general person, you would appreciate it, we would appreciate it, but then again, do you think the person between 19 and 16 who don't have a subject will appreciate it?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I go home, kiss my girl, she don't appreciate it. Still my job.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, the one time you know it's gonna, she's like, what? You got another girl out there.
Yeah,
huh?
so you go home.
Let's
You
do
do
it so
it.
she can't say, so she can't say, yo, you not do it.
Yeah, you carry your work. Yeah, that's that. No, but
Yeah, so we not doing it.
yeah. Carry the job. You know? So yeah, that's right. So all right, look at a man who own an asset in entertainment. His asset is being depreciated. is not collecting rent on the asset, which is a price that he charges for use of the asset, government should give him a year or two depreciation, because in 5 years, he have to change that asset. You understand? So why have they not considered that? That not sound difficult to me. That not sound impossible to me. To say, yo, if you have a venue or you have a lighting company or if you have a sound system, I will give you, because a costing is clear, because customs can tell you how much it costs. They tell you all the time. The singer just said that when you're carrying a phone, they know how much it costs. That I will give you a year depreciation over a 5 year depreciation consideration, or 6 year or 10 year, depending on what you have. There's been no consideration. Now, if a man is in entertainment and him have a mortgage, couldn't you put up a lump sum of money to say to the bank, this is not for usage, this is just for a guarantee of interest. Extend this man loan 2 years so that him don't have to pay this year and the next year. But you are not at risk if it don't cover the asset, because I give you some cash to hold. You understand? So him house might have value $10, him owe $10, me don't want it accumulate to $12 and the asset don't value enough. So I give you $2 for put down. You understand? That if him don't get back on him feet, you are not exposed. That don't sound difficult for a government to do. Now a man will not keep no event as a promoter. He might lose him house. A man will not get no show as an artist. He might lose him house. Why haven't you considered him? Because you're going to hear billions of dollars for hotels. You hear billions of dollars for manufacturing and billions of dollars for farming. So me have to meditate and say, what colored your mind to not consider this set?
You think it's overlooking, or you think it's just them just don't care? Or they're against the
Our
entertainment
opinions are colored.
sector as people painted?
But what may I say simply this? 24,000 events were kept in 2012. 24,000. License. So you know, next 24,000 unlicensed. I don't know Jamaica people. So what may I say simply this? You are the father of all your children. But your opinions are painted by your attitude. Your perception is painted by your attitude. If you don't like black people, no matter what them do, they're wrong. If you feel that they are really criminal contributors, if you feel that they're really COVID break rulers, if all his opinion of the entertainment industry is what he really feels, he has a negative attitude by what he feels they're doing. And by extension, he don't see them in as favorable a light as hotels that he perceives is giving us foreign exchange, or as agriculture that he perceives is giving us food security. So therefore, is all of us do it. All of us have in our mind a concept. You understand? And that concept colors our perception. And I believe that he has a negative concept of the industry, and that colors his perception.
I wanted to ask, because we spoke a little bit about Mocha Fest. What do you think is the best option right now for the entertainment sector and entertainers?
All right. I think that the party events in Jamaican context, are dependent on crowds, especially when they don't have an entry fee, which most of our events don't have an entry fee. Right? So most time we say entertainment, I'm going to think some fest. I don't want to think, right? We go pay and you have a venue.
Gated event.
Right. So therefore, crowd is a necessary component. And I believe if we're going to open an entertainment, we can look at crowd containment as the priority, but more so tracking as the priority. So I believe in the short term, we should do 200 to 500, no more than that. And that you must register a telephone number at the gate. It goes into a system. And if anyone within that system shows up with COVID, we immediately track you and curtail. But I don't believe I can say a party should have only 15. Because it will never be a profitable party.
And then people will find an issue with the tracking thing. As
so don't come. You understand? So, and that is why we always thought you should register a promoter. So if we come to make a spot check, or maybe you have to even book somebody from the Ministry of Health as a health coordinator who ensures that you're implementing the rules that they have put into place. You understand? So you train a set of people now and you say, yo, when you come for your permit, you have to book one of these people. And these people now are there to ensure, right? So if you don't want no tracking on your government, if you have your telephone and alien I go catch you, then don't come. But I don't think you can say 15 people to a party. I don't think you can say 30 people to a party.
I feel that can be implemented now.
I think that can be implemented immediately, yes. And then, as I said, set the numbers to say, I am removing this if it reached to a positivity rate of 15. So when we know that, we know how to respond. But I'm saying, if entertainment is really the source, how in a year have to select them dying though? Where's the entertainment cluster? You tell me, where's that cluster of entertainment activity that is a data cause COVID? I've not seen that cluster.
Well, it at least it was seen. At
Social
least,
media.
Social media. But when you said that last year, the spikes were caused due to election, not to the reopening. There was somewhat of a spike after I did free up things.
Yes, there was.
So it could be said that it could
It was
both could also be true.
Both can be true.
Both can be true.
But you know,
No, it's the opening because it's the
In
opening
August.
led to in August
Yeah.
and then the election happened in
Alright.
September. So
people
it
look
was
again. The Ministry of Health asks people, where did you think you contract COVID? They also use contact tracing to say you got it from A, got it from B. 8% was from social events. 30% was from workplace.
8% from was
Social
from-
events.
Workplace.
Social.
30% was workplace and 20-something% was from. So we know where it's coming from. Why are we still saying entertainment? These people told you that it is from my workplace and from. so I'm confused as to how they tell us that, the research say that only 8% come from social events, which include my family at my yard. Me not just talk about party alone. And somehow we still believe that, no, it's not 8, it's really 80. They just never put the 0, and it's 80% come from entertainment. The workplace and the public transportation has been proven to be the source. Now, who take public transportation to a party? No, nobody. I don't available after 10.
Oh no, well we'll take it too.
To the party.
Well, we figure a
Well,
way
the party
out
means I keep
after.
after 10.
JTC not available.
But then no, but
Who put on them spiky like jump on a bus?
no, but then not a bus.
Sit
But
down
then
and
But because it's been fed to us with the pictures and the videos and all of that, Alarica was one of the biggest cause of spread in that period of time. We're talking about that same period of time. And one of the risks I find with opening entertainment is that if the increase come back automatically, not because of entertainment, but because it have ebbs and flows, entertainment will be blamed. You understand?
Yeah.
So there's almost a desire for just all laugh because you might kill yourself more by not waiting on the spike, which is inevitable. And then them say you caused the spike. You understand?
Do you believe they have any real serious plans to free up the entertainment sector in the coming weeks?
Them a wait for one of my video, man. If you say, what we are gonna do? No, I don't think so. It's not an easy thing, you know.
It's not.
it's not.
It's not an easy thing. All I'm saying is, based on the information we may have,
Yeah.
I thought an election should not have been called. But based on the facts in front of us, if he's blaming entertainment, he has to blame himself. That's all I'm saying. Now, if he not blame none of them, he's honest. But if he's blaming one for 2 days and he not blame the next one for 30, he's dishonest.
You're a hypocrite.
That's where the people say you pointed the fingers.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about the leak conversation with yourself that happened last year.
Yeah.
And the fallout from that. What's been the fallout?
Well, that has been one of the worst things that happened to me.
Must have been.
Trust was placed in the people that I was talking to. Now, I said it to some of them, to them face, not in the same way, but the same information. I don't trust you, I don't this, I don't that. Now, if a man run for leader of a political party that I'm a part of, voluntarily, and spending my money, I should debate and discuss them. You understand? This a man running away, think about him, foot too big, I like big foot people. I should discuss it.
You have the right to
I have
chat
the
him.
right to discuss that person. Yeah. So when the man comes up,
Other people pretend they chat the man, they get caught.
no, because brother, most people knows I'm in a hide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Means I'm gonna talk my mind.
Rabble
Now,
Rouser.
would I say it in the same? No. Would I say it in the same way? In front of your face? Like suppose me I say, John, no, me not like Nari hairstyle still, you know. Cause I look like him, I try hide him grey. You understand?
I know that's what you genuinely think.
Yeah, I actually think that's right. Cool. So if me I talk to mums,
Of course.
Yeah. Me I say, I want to know you're a madman.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a real conversation
Right,
like that.
would I say that to you? But me that still say, Papa.
Yeah.
Me not understand,
Me
you know, 'cause I look
not
like say
either,
your head I go PNP and me not sure what I want. So I would have discussed it differently. Equally, when me I discuss friends, me not discuss it for public consumption. Me have friends who me think say, woman have him as an idiot. Among my other friends, them I say, The man should have him like a clown. We are laugh. We now put it on YouTube. We now put it on Facebook. Because the negative that comes from public consumption, I don't want him to face. So I never want, in particular, Lisa, to face the negative from my opinion becoming public.
Yeah.
But it no means if me and her sit down, as we did, me not gonna say, Mama, I don't think you are, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And if me that run, she had a right to. If I say, lax, nobody now vote for that, you know. Or whatever else.
That's our name for you, lax.
So we were discussing, as every PMP should. And when I'm gonna run for Prime Minister, every Jamaican should. Because now you have to represent my opinion.
Yeah.
Me don't want to lead a PMP when me not agree with. Because I'm going to decide after the debate, after the quarrel. He decides or she decides.
Yo, not to cut you, but you say you're afraid of Andrew. You're not afraid of people in your party? So them things happen to you, and isn't the levels of paranoia haven't they risen?
No, because they don't really have no power.
You're not
For
afraid
doing
of
nothing.
Mr. Golding?
Who's
But
now
I
the
mean,
president?
your political-
Post those comments.
But your political career, because even to just
Exactly.
to give you a seat to run or a ministry or
I did
a
about 50 times already. Every minute Jamaica people say, boy.
Because there's a thought out there that them been a try to fight you out, and do you feel them way, especially with this happening?
Sometimes I feel if I was PJ Pattis's son, them couldn't treat me how them treat me now.
And you be more on the fact that them not really put money behind it, as it was
but
Scott saying.
Remember, you know, me can't blame a man for fee money. But just accept it and say, okay, him not get what me have. You understand? Which might be people support or whatever. So me not really carry feelings over a man decision. Because maybe him just not rate me or whatever. You get me, I say. But sometimes I know my father don't have no pedigree in the politics. So sometimes how me even respond and how me deal with politics, because I lack of knowledge, I don't know how to be a politician. Because I never have that experience, that exposure. But them not have no commitment to me personally because they don't know my father. And if me they have a brethren who for picnic coming to politics, me I deal with him better too. Because I'm a brethren picnic. Those are natural biases that everybody have. I come into this thing now and me I worry with everybody. They must approve me. But me feel like say, yo, them now do what them for do, so me I worry with them. Come I worry with PMP and JP now. Me burn out all of them openly.
Yes.
So therefore, if you abandon them, why should they now argue? You have to accept the consequences of what you deal with. You understand?
You ever
But
think
you
of
never
going
sound like you were
independent?
accepted in that
still
conversation
hurt
because
me.
you were bemoaning, say, why didn't they put money behind me? You think Lisa and I get the type of cheer them on me?
What I say is, boom, me look for myself. Me have a warped mentality in my own mind that I have talent. Me have high confidence in myself. See? Now, if there's nobody that believe in you, you believe in yourself.
Of course.
But me also know so there are certain negatives as it relates to me can't fund an election. Me never born in that circumstance. You understand? So therefore now, when me look upon the maths, me I say, if them not put the money behind me, my other talents become negated. But them not put the money behind me. So me feel away because me want them to do it. But me not pre-imper like, yo, John no star, him should I do it. No, then if he have money, he put it behind himself. Isn't that a better decision? Because he might also have a warped concept of his own talents. And if he said it should be him. You understand? So what me do? Go get my money up. Get some goat, get some this. Try to put myself in a position where I don't need nobody to put it behind me. But me not sit down and say, John, what them money are wicked or whatever. Because them might have said, how they may not putting people behind me. You understand? But me it just hurts the people in my two sisters in them. I plan to take over the whole world, and then them just leave it out. And then
Well, you didn't get the memo.
yeah. And then me never trust people for a while. But then
Rightly
I
so.
say, yeah, if you like people and don't trust people, it's very difficult. I like people generally. So me now got no people talk to me and say, yeah, me understand. I say, but I really give them too much now. But me can't just live my life. I say, yo, the one here after me or the one here after me. You understand? So
Were there
Yeah,
people
because-
within the PMP that say, you know, say, actually, you did attack?
me never tell no lie at all. In everything where me that say, based on how me see.
Of course, there are people who disagree about your thoughts on Mark Golding.
No, all right. Something can
His stature
evolve.
as a leader.
Something cannot age well, you know. But at the time, it was my true opinion.
Yeah.
So at the time, I say, yo, I think this brother, bam, bam, bam. Him can now fit in so good that I was incorrect, but it wasn't a lie. I thought so at the time. So a tweet cannot age well. You understand? Or,
do
or
you think
opinion.
those comments age well? In regards to
Can't
how
really.
you feel is doing now?
Huh?
How you feel is
I
doing?
try, but him face an uphill task because half the party I try kill him. Now, if you go up on a football field and 11 people are playing against your side, but your side have 6 and 5. I really treat team a play.
You actually understood that
Yo, some we are tackling. It's a hard task. And then
Sure.
the JLP are special when it comes to PR.
They are.
Man, tell
Even
you.
though I feel they've been dropping the ball lately.
No, because the PR still make the ball not reached. Like, what them I don't know? I think we should have demonstrated a long time. But the PR make us still cool. Like, so the PR can only make it not as stink, you know. You understand? But they are great at that. May I tell you the God truth. And we are not. Me not good at that. Cause me kind of feel like I don't want to look fake, and you're not gonna see me and take a picture with a jelly. Yo, you don't know. You're not gonna do that. You understand? And
Take a picture with your goats.
yeah, I remember goat then. I remember I had this. But they make a video one time where they go viral. Let me say, yo, don't come out in a car if you catch COVID. You not get none of them respirator, yeah, right? So if you not pour, you know, so they not get a respirator, so they better stay in the yard. And it go viral, right? So one of the top people, like former top people in the PMP now, old man called me and say, yo, you're the person we like the most of Jamaica listen to within the party. And you make this thing in our goat house. Come in, there's a white t-shirt, me lay down in the goat house. 2 goat round the back of me. So it's just that's a good representation. So that's why I say I'm in a suit now, you understand? But I remember we had a shirt with Yaksta for life and all the food she said. So PR wise, they are very good. And they can take our negative and make it expanded, and they can take their negative and make it reduced, and they take their positive and make it expanded, and our positive reduced. So that make it be difficult as a political party and difficult for him. So his talents are not my talents. Me have different talents from him, but my talents are not his talents. You see? So if me did them, that cost about something different. You understand? So, I mean, at the end of the day, it was available, and me the things I'm forget it. Other people think I'm never forget it. That's why you offer yourself.
I was asking, like, do you think that you want to be an independent since you have such issues with both?
No,
and I mean, with all these things happening in your own party, you don't know who to trust.
No, me trust all of them.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, me just not give you the weapons against me again, but me can't live my life and I say, yo, I wonder if you might poison me. No, I don't live so. Me that mad out, you understand? So what happened? I agree more with the PMP than the JLP. Don't mean that I agree perfectly. So basically, as I say, me and the PMP go to a club or to a breakfast, and the JLP come along, and the PMP say, yo, me want orange juice. And me say, no, me want apple juice. And then the JLP come and say, me want vodka. So me group up with apple juice and orange juice. I say, no, vodka, no, I'm gone too far. So the thing is that I disagree with them more than I disagree with the PMP. But the PMP is not totally my opinion. Or it'll be a one-man show. So some people don't agree totally with me. And some people don't agree at all with me. Them think me gone too far. You understand? But it does closer. So me just go and work with that.
Is there a point that you feel you reach that say that you don't get to, that you drop out of this politics thing? Because there's a growing thought or school of thought out there that says that you're just a ruffler of feathers, a rabble rouser, really too actual. That's not podcast. And that really, get things done in terms of, like even say the lack of you winning a seat and your position within the party and all them things there.
I run 2 elections. I lose 1, I win 1. You understand? Run for vice president of the People's National Party. I came first. So when I say, oh, you only lose, I lost once. I'm lost against at the entire government when we get more votes than any PMP I've ever gotten before. You understand? So therefore, who support me, I got to quote those facts. And who don't support me, I quote the other facts. At the end of the day, this is my Kiwanis or my Rotary. This is how me choose to help my country. Now, if me in a Kiwanis, I get on my nerves more than how me feel, say, me I contribute. Me stop. And it's the same thing with politics. If me not see where me want to come out of it as it relates to for myself and for my country, then why am I doing it? We can do something else.
Yeah, and because you even yourself just said that you're not really a politician.
Yeah,
and there's a whole game of finessing that you have to play.
Right. You have to call a man on his birthday, even though you don't business. No, I'm not business, I don't call you. So these things get on my nerves. If me have a WhatsApp, why am I putting happy birthday on the internet? When I can't just send you a WhatsApp.
But don't you think that you'd be effective some other way, other than through politics?
Yeah, well,
I mean, you said that this is your K1 is on rotary, but you don't
Right.
feel like you'd be more effective in some other way where you don't need, as according to you, the kissing and
Well,
the
I do other things
play.
too. Like for example, some I teach mathematics online.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
for free.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Some
yeah.
do that. So what may I say is at the end of the day, my
Delayed one.
my salary, my pay bill is more than my CDF. So when I was at MP, I had 15 million to spend for the year. My salary bill is more than 15 million for the year. So if me can become Butch Stewart, me have more influence than a politician. So I'm saying until me can't bother, me can bother. So there's some things when me get joy from, like my bun Andrew, me get a joy out of that.
It seems like I get a personal joy out of that. I never had a personal thoughts.
But me I have no animosity towards him as a person. I mean, I don't know him that well. You understand? It's just that most times how him act, I disagree. Because we have different mindsets. You understand? But if me think say, if me should have parried him at a one bar or something, I laugh and have joy with him. You understand? And me sure him not too like me. Because I'm about him every day. You understand? But I just say go. So what I'm saying is when you check the real mathematics, it is equity, it's value. What do I get out of this? What utility do I get out of it? I like how people see me, them talk to me, they're excited by me. That's utility that I get. I like that I can influence things. More recently, I put out a video about what is goat versus sheep. People are share it and people are listening it. And no man say, me now buy no more sheep, me buy local goat. I like that impact. I can change something. You
Hold
understand?
on, before like this don't relate nothing at all to what you're saying, but because you say goat and sheep, right? They're teaching my son that goat meat
It's
is
chevron.
not mutton.
Correct.
So what name?
Chevron.
Huh?
What?
Goat meat is chevron.
So
Sheep
why,
meat is
why
mutton.
the whole time
Chevron
why
like
call
the
it-
truck?
No, CHEVON.
Oh. Chef. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
So when we say curry mutton, it's because we import sheep. That's why the
Yeah.
sheep is cheap. You understand?
Bars.
Yeah. Feel like we could have
Listen, this whole time
I just say I could have freestyle.
we grew up like knowing
All
goat
right, so,
meat as
so
mutton, like
in
what's why curry
America,
mutton.
they don't eat goats. Generally,
yeah.
Western hemisphere don't really eat goat. It's really Africa and those places, and it's goat is seen as a poor man's food. So
Not anymore.
Asia, like-
yeah,
India.
and like over by India,
Yeah.
and some of the
Asian
the
countries,
Muslims,
yeah.
they would eat it. So what happened now? Lamb is really the meat that Americans consume. So the lamb is a baby sheep, so it comes from a mother sheep. After a while, the mother sheep don't good at having baby anymore. Just like any female, over time they get old, this, that,
Yeah.
that. She used to have 3, she now having 1. So therefore now they
think
get
that should be a
they get rid of that sheep. You understand? Because it's no longer an effective lamb maker. Having gotten rid of that sheep, that is now sold as mutton to poorer countries like ourselves. You understand? And so you find it to have more
So
fat.
wait, why it still cost like 8,000 a pound? Like what the hell?
No,
like
no,
it's
like
very
regular
expensive.
goat now costs $1,000 a pound, but like imported mutton, it's like 650 or 700.
Oh,
But
and that is the lamb.
that is the sheep.
The
That's
sheep.
the old sheep. Yeah.
But we actually, if it's from Jamaica, local
That's
mutton,
goat.
it's goat.
Yeah,
it's
that's,
a real,
yes.
the
So
good.
that's why we say curry goat.
Yeah.
You understand? That's
Oh,
yeah.
versus curry mutton.
Correct. But
Yeah.
Jamaica people have believed that mutton is goat.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Mm.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Take
So
off.
hold on, now, we can't be there reading it.
Even if I find this, I'm going to get a chance to
We can't be there reading it.
Right?
The more you know.
Yeah, you taught me something there. I didn't know that.
All right, so back
great.
to the political ambitions. Do you feel that you stopping or continuing, you think that the infighting or the lack of unity within the party will play any part in it?
If it reduce my utility. So yeah, it's a fight in itself. It's a difficult thing to do, you know. Because you really don't have time to fight the other side. You understand? So I mean, I like that. And when you have talent, and God give me a little talent, you understand? You are a threat to people. The people with another talent, I'm not busy about them. My granny tell us them don't sow a green mango tree. You understand? So I was blessed with the ability to explain things and to communicate with people. I'm a thank God for it. I'm try and use it.
What do you think about what's happening now with even Dayton?
It's
Well,
rough.
Dr. Dayton
It
Campbell.
rough because Dayton was a friend of mine before all of this thing. You understand? Me lose friends, me gain friends. But he's a virgin when me used to par with. I've never seen any evidence of that. I've never seen that. with a man is a par. Like Sundays, we used to pick him up on my yard and carry him go a country. So I've never seen any evidence of that.
So you think this is just a whole political ploy?
No, I can't think. I've never did it. You understand? So this, but it's a serious allegation.
Yeah.
It is. You understand? So once you hear the allegation, it start meds back in your mind, you know. Is that, I wonder if so you start look, but I don't come up yet with not women they miss. So I start question if it's true. If it is untrue, can she be so wicked? So in your mind every day you say, can she be so wicked? Can I have not seen it? So yeah, think, but you can't really come on, yo, come in and no. So me I say, yo, brother, you have to clean that up. You have to go find out, figure that out.
So what this mean for the PMP though? What does this?
I don't know, but that's staying him.
Of course.
And you don't need
And
to have
then
any
Jamaica people feel
effect?
say, can't be not guilty, you know, as a politician. So even if it's a not guilty, that you're a big man, you're this, you're that. So that is something me I say, yo, that wickedness there. If
Especially in the face of growing evidence,
Right.
it would seem.
No, let me say something. If it's a lie, my female left the party. If she's telling a lie, this thing I get out of hand
Yeah.
and too risky. You understand? So
Because we almost feel like who's next?
yeah, come here. So then, if that could have happened,
Go.
me was one step removed from him being so as two you to try and do a thing. So I don't know enough. I don't know till the time, but me think that would have been something to say. No, this is stink. You understand? So yeah, I mean, it hurt me say somebody in that, and it hurt me say that accusation can be made. Me don't know which one are true, but me no have no evidence of it, and me and him use the power.
Can you share like how is he? You know, like how
Oh
is
no, me and
state
him
of
friend again,
mind?
so I don't really know. Me not really-
I don't want to laugh, but what?
No.
It's funny what I'm saying.
What?
Yeah, man.
You're the whole.
I don't with that nigga no more.
You talk about politics. You know, there's no friend. I thought that you'd
No,
at least
me
say.
not believe that. I don't buy into that.
No?
There's permanent friends and permanent enemies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you understand? So until an enemy prove himself a friend, you say, oh, I was mistaken. You were always a friend.
Oh okay.
And until a friend prove himself an enemy, you're always an enemy. I just never understood it.
Oh okay.
Because a snake can't be a dog. It's just a snake disguised as a dog. Yeah, you breathe. So me and him not like that anymore. You understand?
Just because of this whole allegation.
No. Before this
before.
whole politics thing and
Oh
different
okay.
him pick side and me pick side, and I thought that he was not friendly. You understand? But at the end of the day, me not.
Wait, were you Rise United or
No, I was one PMP.
one PMP?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And he was Rise United.
Yeah.
But me think say if you and Naro go to war, Naro have a duty to protect you, even though him on the next side.
That wasn't evidence
Yeah.
with the spice thing.
Huh? Yeah.
Spice thing, she never-
Yeah.
Pretty much, I was trying to not
Yeah, she
let
was
that happen. I was like, it's a trap. I
But
said it.
No, but what I'm saying is I look at a friend how me would act. That is how me judge my friendships. Because if we don't have similarity, then there is now going to be some level of negative. If you not act how me that act, then one way I go feel left out. So me not think him act how me would act. And he might not think me act how him that. But me not just call a man, hey, how you doing? If me not really, me not good like that. You understand? But at the same time, if him a run for a seat against a JLP, I campaign for him. 90% of who me campaign for, me not really know them like that. I'm just PMP. And me a PMP, so yeah.
You and Lisa, cool.
No, I'm afraid for call her enough. I remember I go all out. No.
And that means for ask you, man.
Are you in general?
Ask like, how is that relationship?
Meetings, like, do you sit by yourself? Are you at the back?
I
Like,
remember
what's it
mostly
like?
Zoom, you know. But if you see her
Okay.
now, me that kind of run her either or something. Cause no, remember, you know.
You kind of give thanks to them time, you know. You know, really have to
come here,
narrow
not
them.
cool, you know. We're on the same side, whatever.
Yeah.
They still have my opinion, but no mean so we're not cool. It wasn't sufficient for she be an enemy. But if she said the things that me say about me not care how it come out. Me a pray her. So me knows that she must approve me. And I am sorry.
The funny thing is, I feel like some of her attributes would fit you well and vice versa. You see how she social media and do fear
Yeah,
things.
she-
like,
she bad like that.
she bad.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah,
I feel like if you had some more of that,
Yeah,
maybe it would
yeah.
have helped you more.
But I'm afraid of them. So I'm afraid I'm just afraid of being fake. Yeah,
Then
it's
don't
Like
be
Lisa,
fake.
like Lisa, you mean?
No, if you over promote.
That you really imply, right?
No. You see, and
I hate you.
no.
I hate you.
No, you see,
I hate
that's
you.
why that's how
That was that chat.
That's how Spice have been him say. But let's this. Watch me now. I don't get people who want to post what they're eating.
Yeah.
Me that have to put effort to post what I'm eating.
I say, man.
You understand? Nobody don't know who me do it. Cause my thing is private. I don't want my public life become my private life. And then when we then know them start to say she have be a man because she was all around with me and then she have a next man. So therefore,
Man,
no, but it's
I really think about that.
no, because I have a public life.
Yeah.
And you have people who criticize her for me because them against me. You understand? Whether she look good or bad, if she have a bump, and I've seen it. So I not expose my people to that. You understand? Now, Georgia Crawford is my sister. I put up Yo, so my sister here because I expose them to that. So what I say is that it's a different attitude. I would be fake to do what Lisa is doing, but Lisa is a former model. She used to that. I feel her life that. So what she do is normal to she because camera follow her from she was 17. You understand what I'm saying? Me never have no camera, never have no phone. So me I got take up that would be fake. You understand? I mean, I want to be that. So, but you see, that's a necessity of a team. He said, if me and Lisa and all our team up and all of our skill become something.
Exactly.
You where I come from? It would have been awesome. But me over here and she over there, and if she did do what me do, I would be upset.
Do you think that the PNP is like majority of the people in the party want power and like especially want power now? Like, not enough people can willing to work with the program. It's like
if
everybody
power is
want
available,
power
everybody
now.
want it.
True, but then I guess it's all about timing, the right time.
No
but
timing.
Everybody.
If it's available, if power is available in JLP, they want it to. People forget that tough time. They say Andrew don't like bright people. When he was being challenged by Shaw, that was just before the last election. When power is available, everybody wanted.
Yeah, no.
People forget that when Eddie Siak was there, they had a gang of 5. And them that say him have left. And Bruce left on the farm NDM.
Yeah.
You understand? People forget that Peter Phillips challenged Portia Simpson.
Yeah.
And Portia Simpson did run against PJ
No,
Patterson.
and I'm not saying that, of course, but it just feel like in that time we can see it's like 2 persons. But now it feel like there's a gang who want the one power.
Because the gang we feel so we have it. And we never have a time to establish ourselves sufficiently that people drop out of race. You understand? When they were there for 18 years, they established themselves sufficiently for 3 months and me, I want to be me, but I can't me. You understand? But if you don't do an exam, who brighter? Nobody knows. So that is the thing. But I mean, I don't want to have a convince Mark what to do. I want to do what me want to do, where I think is right.
And the relationship with Mark?
And I'm cool. Nobody not really worry with me because them knows them not really have a long-term worry. End of the day, yo, Regina, this is what they think. Mark said it on radio.
Yeah.
He said he told me. I told him. So
It seemed like he might try out PR Andrew on us now. You see
because
that?
it's a this of the world there.
Yeah.
Man, I step up.
He gonna step up in social media
hold on.
game.
If you are sell ice cream, not Roman race.
Be careful now with his ice cream reference.
Always Roman.
And me, I sell ice cream.
I for careful.
And me recognize say the road where you depend, I sell 2 chocolate ice cream.
Eh.
And the road where me depend, I sell 1 cone. You know, think me I prefer come over the road where you depend. Our shoes win the last election. Dub plate was the center.
You keep saying that.
Yeah, the only man class.
I got that funny.
Dub plate was more important
Yeah,
than the
man,
debates.
Viv Clarks.
No, what is this? That's Steve Mad. No, dub plate was more important than the debate.
And policies.
Nobody can question that. We were discussing the dub plate more than the debates. You understand what I'm saying? The manifestos were secondary. So when I say
I read both.
meditate, but the majority.
Yeah.
So when we
Especially
meditate
digital.
on this thing, right? Because sometimes if the media come to me and say, yo, it's when you talk, it take too long to develop the point. Because me have 30 seconds. And you will take a whole 30 minutes to say, and this happened, and this, that mean that. So it can't make news. So me know if you just come and say, Andrea, you do it, all right? Big up yourself. But that's not me.
But one of the Senate move was you trying to do that.
No.
Yo, we need to get the soundbite out. Yo!
No, but it never made news.
Him caused it.
Never made news.
Yes, it
You know, said that. No, it never made news.
It make news.
That was in November. You know? That speech was in November.
And it carried in about
And you come back
February.
now and say it again, and then me put it on my social media.
Yeah.
Say, yo, Papa, remember they said it already, I mean, they don't tell us I lie, I tell us. Listen again. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to be the person where I do it I really feel I can change the country in my heart. Whether being at the top or just influence the top part, I feel I can change it. But I'm sure everybody will know it also.
Like a babe looking at the world.
Yeah, feel so. So
Let them die.
No. No.
Harry, I get me now.
Yeah, straight trouble. But you can't. People are logical. What they do is what they believe is logical. So even when them don't have enough exposure for their logic to be correct, you have to appreciate so they were thinking it was correct. You understand? So when a man say I shoot a man, him not have a house to lose like me, him not have a family to lose like me, him not have a job to lose. So therefore in his logics, shoot him come shoot me. I have to now meditate on that logic and say, yo, him still shoot man, him still get punished. But I can understand that he should have been more informed. He should have more opportunity. So when we see people do foolishness, like when them vote against me, it's illogical. My mind.
That's how we see people do foolishness. And then goes on to say, why do people vote against me?
It's illogical.
Yeah. But tell them to put in some goat. They never want to put in a goat. And no goat around the place.
Wow.
And them call me goat man and all these things.
You know, some of them want to goat for you.
See, I'm here at the goat. I'm here to make money.
Meaning, so I believe in sustenance farming. Because I don't know, I think something like happening in the world and we need for like take care of
Jamaica
ourselves.
laugh off me, I have 400 goat now.
Mad.
So me just feel say, see it? You're illogical. If you take one of them goat right now, you'd have 10. And I wouldn't be the only one with a boat. You'd have maybe a taxi. But we'd have all been doing well. So, and that keep me saying, because when people, if you think say you're a failure, you stop, you know. But if you think say, oh, they just don't understand.
Misguided.
They're
as I
misguided.
say.
Right. So, it's that. So,
This nigga.
But I ask you what you thought about what Crystal did with Peter Phillips.
when you say you should resign?
Yeah, and give him 7 days.
Yeah, that was that. I thought that was disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because of what he has contributed. But I also understand her frustration because she also lost. And we were badly beaten.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, JP leave now every seat. I just got my bed. I never know. Yeah. The next day, I know how it's up. Everywhere. You understand?
Beer
So,
green.
yeah, and easy is the head will wear the crown.
Mm.
You understand? If we won, you'll be praised. If you lost, you'll be ridiculed. You understand what I say? If me they win Portland, I'll be much further ahead. But you lost. So man, like I say, you lose. You have to take that. So I understood our frustration, but I thought that there was no immediate need. And like we'd have a next election tomorrow, I say, oh, if you have, me nah go with you.
Yeah.
We had 5 years, so I thought it was disrespectful. You understand? And it gonna make people. Cause politics take away from your life, you know, brother. Politics make women left you.
Wow.
Politics make your money
I
down.
got that. We need to have a personal conversation with you. Like,
How many women have
you?
left?
Like, how much women have?
Ain't not a time.
None.
Yeah, when election are keep, you know, a day back to back to back.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
also don't have a personality. Because when you win, you're happy. When you lose, you're sad. And she don't know what to do. She confused. You're like, what to do
Like
there
your
and
current
today?
girl now. Your current girl
she
now.
does no business. But
Nice.
like, yeah.
No, but that should be a warning sign.
No,
still.
I'm saying,
Just give him money.
no, when you reach, it's when you reach a certain age.
Is that the relationship?
When you reach a certain age, you know, it reach mathematics, you know. Like, yo, you're good over yourself, and you're good over yourself. All right. No, but
Good.
you imagine how I felt the month after I became the first vice president of the People's National Party. My father used to take chuck and run behind a PMP. I became the winning vice president. The month there, I'm happy. You imagine the month after I lose Portland.
Devastating.
Anybody around you don't know what to do. Can you wake up on a ball, you know? Can you get up and say, yo, them people are just ball. Like, I can't believe it. So anybody around you frustrated because you can't, predictability is nothing. And that not only mean those big things. You go to a meeting and come back vexed. You go to a meeting and come back joyful. Somebody see you up on the road. Somebody say something on Twitter. Sometimes you see some people can't even spell good. I criticize you. And you say, yo, you just vex. Like, why I'm doing this? Eh? And then she asks,
add within that the whole environment within the
yeah,
party. Of
right.
course.
And then she asks what you want for breakfast. You say, yo, wow, you question me for.
Jaja.
She not a part of it. So it mash up a lot of things. And then time when me fair spend now for build the business, me research what I say. In a Senate, in a parliament, in a bill. So
No
these
time.
so these are things where you
It's a thankless
sacrifice.
job. I don't understand when they
And
do
the,
it,
and
you
the
know.
people ungrateful.
Stupid.
As I
It's
said, I
the
remember
worst
when they
job
demonstrated,
ever.
said they don't want education. I could not believe it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
When I was
yeah,
MP,
yeah,
they
they said you
education
can't eat
have.
education.
And they were
yeah.
demonstrating. I mean, I say, what happened here? You understand? I took this lady's son, came, go, you weigh everything. And I go to her and say, yo, them a challenge me and I vote for me. She said, you know, not for me, that for my son. And I say, what? This
Fuck
man-
education.
So when you look at it now,
It's
enough time, you say to yourself, why am I doing this? But it come like coke, you know. When you're on it, you say, yo, I shouldn't be taking this coke. But you see when you stop, you need it back. Cause that adoration and thing.
Again with
you
the
love
coke
it.
references.
The plane
You have
just
something you
land.
want to say? You have something you want to tell us?
The plane just crashes. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah,
So
it
how
is.
do you cope personally?
The
Like,
attention.
all them things.
My friends are the same. I don't have new friend. Every Sunday them come play ball. Them man they kick me down, them man they laugh off of me. I'm nothing special as far as they're concerned. But you see, anytime I lose, they're there. Anytime I win, they're there. And so therefore, me just escape into that. So like me disappear from social media and just talk to the people. And them I tell you, say, yo, brother, you're the greatest. Them just not understand. You understand? And that rejuvenate you. You get me? So
There are only people on social media share that sentiment. You know,
But-
in regards to you and what they think about you, say, yo, you're real youth,
but
and you know,
split Jamaican at two, you know. Like, you have one I say, yo, them man are them. I see them like since this last thing, and them man a long time, you know, run the place. And my next side I say, what did you say? No. You understand? And some of them shift depending upon the weather. it hurt your heart. Cause you most time, me, try my best. I don't know what other people, but I do what I think is right. And when time them refuse it and resist it and ridicule it, it hurt you because you say, me I fight. It's like you fight for them and them I fight you. How you that feel? There comes a point, you know, where you go into the ark and no matter who lick on the door. You understand?
What I say?
Yeah,
What
there
did I
comes a
say?
time.
What did I
And now people are
say?
beg me my vote. I'm like, you never voted when I said vote.
brother, you know, say, well, yeah.
Should I believe
Yeah,
me?
I saw
Should I
you laughing.
believe
You
me?
were illogical. You're being illogical.
But it's rough, man. So I appreciate anybody. My family could have gone night. My sister can't go night. My family, my kids can't go night. You understand? It's just that I've already sniffed, so I have to stay. But it hurts. It hurts, and it hurts your
There's
family.
rehab for
Yeah.
all
But
for all
most of them
addictions.
divorced, too, you know. Most of politicians divorce. Just
Of
because
course.
now social media, some of them are going to stay married, kind of want people criticize it. Because them live for people.
There's fake
I
marriages
wonder
going
who
on
that
out
could
here.
be.
You know, we are all that for real.
There's fake laughs going on, bro.
Yeah.
Not here.
Yeah, you have a politician laugh. Them learning. Them teach you how to stand up.
Jobs.
So them teach you how to stand up. Those things are ridiculous. So when you're taking a photo, you're supposed to put your two hands together like that's in front of you. I take a picture of me, I hug up my jacket, look lean. Yeah, so, but me just can't bother with that. But if you're going to reach as far as you think you want to reach,
I for
do
bother.
some of that. Because people tell you, say you have to trim. People tell all different things. So, I don't know. But social media too, you just avoid it because everybody have opinion. And
I think you just want to be a public figure and not necessarily a politician.
I'm already a public figure. I mean,
Yeah, but I don't think you need to
public
be a
figure.
politician.
We just want to change this thing. I'm not rich enough to do it without power. You understand? If most bush show at me, I say, oh, okay, I'm going to sponsor you and you're going to do what I tell you. I mean, I have that money.
The goat business are take off.
Yeah, when they take off, you understand? Yeah, sell to Rami. But, you know, like now me I teach online. 40 people sign on, maybe 2,000 people watch it. If I was the Minister of Education, I'd put a policy set of happen. And everybody and whatever. I could have changed all of them life. You understand? And if I was rich enough, I'd pay people to do it. So without wealth, the power of the office is what give you it, you know?
It's look like you want both. You want power and money.
Of course.
No, that means where money can't do no more wanting more than ever.
I mean, it
Let me sell you
That's what I'm
that.
saying. Like you should probably be a public figure, because
Well,
you know,
it is
but
one.
meaning without the politics. That's why it sounds like that's it. Like you don't like it. You don't like the
I don't
game
like
of
it. I don't
politics.
like it.
So you should just.
But me like the power way gear. So you kind of forgot treat. It's like I don't like study, but I like an A. So you gotta just get an A. No, you have to study. So the politics is the root. If you win, you can do these things. You understand? And then you're so close to being something that you don't want to be 70 and say, yo, what if?
Yeah.
That is something.
I feel that what keep driving everywhere.
Yeah, like, yo, people think I should be the prime minister. People think I can be. Other people don't. But you want to not beat. Don't make yourself say, yo, if me just wait 1 more year, I me just. So
that's your ultimate goal? To be the prime minister?
That's how I stay. If me was in a gang, me don't want to be the Dan. That's how I stay. You understand?
Well, I wouldn't mind if you're a prime minister because we have personal access to you. I don't think with this current prime minister I would have there sit down with you for over 2 hours and talk without going through some bag of red tape and
telephone numbers change too.
That's true. You see me, people can switch up when they reach some place.
Mr. Crawford like, no, I'm not that.
Who is this Naro fellow? What's up?
I'm already prime minister. I don't have time for
Naro?
Yeah. I'm already prime minister. I don't need
Same.
But as we said, I will give thanks.
Yeah, man, I'm proud of you because I remember when you were by the you wait.
Yeah.
I'm soon expanding the thing and now kind of don't know anything. It's always better. Every effort that you put in, you get the value out of it.
You're the first politician to reach out to you and show love. Till that opened the little gate for other politicians who've had and appear on the show. And
my trendsetter like that, you know.
Till some people are watching, we're getting messages and you know, I watch your show. I say, oh God, them I watch.
I help people all the time, you know. But just not give them none. Like if you come and say sponsor the show, no. If you ask me to look over market plan, I will.
Why you can't sponsor the show?
Well, one, I don't have enough money, but two, you know, so
that's why we want the goat business to do good, right, James?
When the sponsor, you have to say we want to say like vote for you.
No.
See how they think there.
Well, you know what? We could do it, but we just need the jail people to come sponsor with too and say about jail people.
Yeah, we can't reward, you know, just the amount of money.
No. See what I do, bro? Jamaica is against that because Jamaica don't like risk takers. Because if you fail, they laugh at you. So therefore, if you take the jump there, it's a habit, it's an attitude that you're gonna make other jumps. And so I'm proud for sister. Remember when we come sitting over you, and now I'm there say you do your own thing. Maybe I make less money, but you're doing your own thing. You understand? No, great. So if
you ever know where they earn them time, God, jeez.
No, so I love that. You see me, and so I'm proud of that. You see me, and then you know I got encourage others to do more than just copy other people thing and put on the page. You know, do your interviews. People come, you expose other people. I appreciate that.
We give thanks. All right. I believe we can go bust the youths now.
Yeah.
Time is against us, even though we kind of free up with the curfew, you know.
If them catch me in a curfew, you know, maybe an example.
Yeah.
What them in a picture.
Yo, if I one person want catch and make an example out of you.
Well.
What's the man that brings suit tonight?
At a ball.
Gosh.
Sir Senator, you say that I use the new Yaksta assets?
Yeah.
You bust you three.
Yeah, the man say him sell liquid. I mean that, you know.
See it there?
Yeah, man, the youth that think, man. I'm saying that goat in the first one, so I want them influence Yaksta, right?
Even though Yaksta kind of boss, you know, Yaksta
boss.
probably have one off, if not the song of the year, possibly with ambition.
Yeah.
But say Yaksta, we'll get the center, but it's a positive song where promote what heap of good things. So why not? Yaksta assets and big up Yaksta, of course. Here's some idea, people. Some cold do, yeah. Got coach, I got take a loan out. So put a vaccine on the road, bro. Myself in your hood do, yeah. Because I'm supposed to, yeah. Alright, who's your song this week?
Oh, my song this week, Naro, is John the Villin, and the song is Not Leave.
Alright, here's some idea, people.
Not leave you. They are from the start before me buy the vehicle. Never let me for the money, I go ill treat you. Yeah, we go see we fight, but me nah live. If I bring my first youth, yeah, me want breathe, yo.
So that was John the Villin, and the song is called Nah Leave.
Alright, Jaws, your pick this week.
Yes, this week I'm using GeOo featuring, I think it's Tadre. I might be pronouncing the name wrong. And the name of the song is Top Gyallis.
Gyallis proof phenomenal. Have a catty up a Mars. Interstellar orbital. Pretty like a Barbie doll. Pretty thing logical. Man a read band star call me celestial dog. Dog Gyallis. Over girl dog. We never care malice no.
I was GeOo featuring
Tadre. And
Top
the
guys.
song is Top Gyallis.
Big up GeOo, big up your damn self. That you never go on a bag of things too.
So Naro, who is your song?
Well, thank you for asking her. We have this routine going, yeah. I go to you named Jah-lil and a song named Outside produced by Teflon Zinc Fence. Big up yourself, Teflon. And I believe this song is truly representative of how I'm feeling right now. We want to go outside. Hashtag free at the Bumble Club place. So, so here's some other people. Jah-lil outside.
Can't be cursing in front of the
We've been doing it.
senator.
Yeah, for like the
we
last
can't.
2 hours.
No, we
Yeah,
can't be
sure.
doing that.
Tyranny against humanity, freaking insanity. Who write the rules, who write the policy? Tell me why I can't go outside, outside. Lockdown from east side to south side. War time now, well about time.
But we're not try for putting a party together, cause yo, when this thing I open up, you know, bro.
Bro, I feel so, you know, like we probably should
Yeah,
plan a
because they have
party for it.
access.
Fix things.
Yo, the part, cause when it open up,
No,
you know,
listen.
the part them not,
If you don't promote from now,
If not flying a name free up the Bumble Clap place, you're
apart-
missing something
agonies.
there.
all you have to do, cause you have a lot of people that follow you. You make a fly and you say, yo, when it open, you them send in numbers and you send them a text. So from now you know who interested, and I'm just sending numbers. So that now make you know what level of promotion, what venue, whatever. And you say the first Sunday or the first Saturday after it open, or whatever Friday, whatever. Once the government said open the first Friday, and you just send that text out.
Can we
so
do
we
it?
we can do it, you know.
Fix things party.
Yo, you
I
make,
see, say, you don't truly care about you.
no. No want to fund the election when time comes. No, but you have to look at that.
But
With
all my
opportunities
friends say the party them like when free up again,
Bro,
the party now.
just
Yo,
after
man.
we probably have to go ease off or something because them are packed.
get
Plan.
Yeah.
phone,
We
just
go to
make them
Joe.
register, make them send to you, say, yo, me interested. Put in our system. So when Andrew say this Friday, everybody will just be promoting. So you will everyone know at first you're out. You just send the text and say this is the venue. So if it's
So
little,
easy.
you say the venue is a little place. And if it's big, venue is a big place. Based on how much people have registered.
Warren, I hope you listen.
You have a platform, so monetize it.
That
Help
is true.
us.
Yeah. You understand?
Yo, big up again, sir. Crowd. Give thanks. Where can the people them follow you on social media, which you don't really like?
Damion Crawford. All of my thing them on Instagram and
Yeah.
everything. And Damion Crawford.
Tweeter.
ION, but you have some IAN out there.
Yeah, that's some
Yeah.
Damion.
Yeah.
Oh, the devil one spell again?
Ian.
A.
Or EN, I'm not sure.
No, I think I A.
Ian.
Damion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really know. Yeah. But all of them is Damion Crawford. And them follow me and cuss me and love me and say me so good.
That's pretty. As is the nature of
Oh,
social media.
Ian. Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is it. That's it.
Get it right.
Well, that's not our Damion here. Sitting
Yeah,
on
I
the-
was. Yeah.
Alright, the people can follow social media.
Oh, follow me on Instagram at ARIHAMMOND.
Javs.
Follow me on Instagram at Just Jabs and subscribe to my YouTube channel Just Jabs.
I don't know. You can follow me EDOTNARO on Instagram and on Twitter.